Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
The Battle of Southern California. The LA Dodgers have come from Hollywood south to San Diego for a 3-game series as the Padres try to right the ship at home. Game 1 is next on Fox Sports San Diego. Alexei Ramirez hoping to ignite the Padres offense tonight. He's got good numbers against the Dodgers starter Scott Kazmir, .333 over the course of his career, spending a lot of his career in the American League. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, tonight the Padres take on the Dodgers, and again, they're trying to get that offense going. You look at the month of May, and so far the guy getting it going is Melvin Upton Jr.
Yeah, it's been a bright spot, has he not? Melvin Upton Jr. using the whole field, and when you look at Melvin Upton Jr., yes, the breaking ball, if you leave it over the plate, he is going to hang it. So when you break down the numbers, just a skosh under 300, the long ball 3 times, driving in 5, and I think that's a key to stay hot. If he could get some runners on before he goes to the plate and drive them in, hopefully the Padres can get an early lead. But using the whole field, trying to avoid the strikeout. There's a punch out in there in that at-bat, but I'll take a punch out every once in a while if he hits a 3-run shot. Let's see if that happens tonight.
Padres had a very difficult time against the Dodgers in that opening series to begin the year. They faced Kazmir. He was very good, but not so much since.
Yeah, I think it was just one of those nights where Scott Kazmir maybe caught some breaks, but I tell you what, since that start against the Padres, starts 2 through 6 have just been horrendous. More base runners than innings pitched, more hits than innings pitched, and you look at that one against the Padres, and then since, and once again, this boils down to the offense waking up against a guy who's not Clayton Kershaw. Sure, he's left-handed, but timely hits tonight, work the count, get him out of there early and maybe get to the bullpen, but something's got to end, and tonight, hopefully it is, the offense starts to do something tonight.
It's certainly good news. Clayton Kershaw will not be part of this series against the Padres. We know this for the Padres. On the mound will be Christian Friedrich. We'll talk to his pitching coach, Darren Balsley, when we return right after this. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Pinnacle on the Park, make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. And by Infinity, visit your local San Diego area Infinity retailer for a test drive today.
Well, Christian Friedrich makes his second start for the Padres tonight. His last start was last Friday in Milwaukee, where he went 6 innings and tossed a career-high 116 pitches. Pitching coach Darren Balsley sounds off on the impact of his next start.
He's battling for a spot, and he's worked hard to get where he is right now. Came in the spring with kind of a cranky shoulder, built his arm strength up. And we have a lot of guys starting for us now, 6 or 7, that are all want to stay in the rotation. So he just wants to show what he has. It's nice to have another lefty in the rotation. Also, being in this division, there's a lot of good left-handed hitters.
This will be Christian's third start here at Petco. His previous 2 starts are with Colorado, including his Major League debut back in 2012. Well, when we come back, Padres and Dodgers, it's a battle for SoCal.
So here we go, back here at Petco Park. The Dodgers are here. The Padres in their brown Friday night uniforms, getting ready to take the field here tonight. They'll be led by Christian Friedrich on the mound tonight for the Padres, getting ready for his second start here for the Padres.
And last time out in Milwaukee, it was a 116-pitch effort. He went 6 innings. I tell you what, and he chewed up some innings. He stuck with them a little longer there to try to save that bullpen. Remember, there wasn't a lot of usage out of that bullpen. And what sticks out, the 6 walks, he made big pitches when he had to, because of those 6 walks in those 6 innings, only 1 earned run. So hopefully he can feed off that start and go deep into the game again tonight.
Yeah, Padres are coming fresh off an extra inning night the night before, and of course the day-night doubleheader in Chicago as well. So they needed him to go deeply into that game, and he did just that. Let's check out the visiting Dodgers lineup as Dave Roberts back in the house again. The lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. Kike Hernandez leading it off for Dave Roberts, with Justin Turner at third base, Corey Seager at shortstop, and Howie Kendrick at second base. It is Trace Thompson in center field. Yasiel Puig in right, with Yasmani Grandal at first base, not doing the catching but playing at first base. Of course, with Adrian Gonzalez out of the lineup tonight, some back problems. He will miss his 4th straight game for the Dodgers. A.J. Ellis does the catching. He bats 8th, with Scott Kazmir, the pitcher, batting out of the 9th spot. And here comes Christian Friedrich and the Padres onto the field.
Boy, what a big void for the Dodgers not having Adrian Gonzalez in there. With that .282 average, he's hit 4 home runs. He's driven in 20. A big presence in that lineup from the left side of the plate.
Here's the Padres defensively, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. It is Melvin Upton Jr. in left, John Jay in center, Jose Perella is in right field. Kind of a late addition to this game tonight, with Brett Wallace at third base. It is Alexei Ramirez at short, Adam Rosales, the birthday boy, at second base, Will Myers at first base, with Derek Norick doing the catching for Christian Friedrich.
Yeah, like Darren Balsley said, Mr. Orsillo, it's pretty much an audition here for Christian Friedrich. You know, with the position of the starting rotation, pitchers into that rotation and getting a chance to make some noise. This is just a continued audition for the left-hander.
Well, take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, with the Giants leaving town, there were some strikeouts offensively for the San Diego Padres. So, hey, no Ks for Kazmir. A lot of Ks there. So, hey, put the ball in play, avoid the strikeout. And also, repeat performance for Christian Friedrich. We mentioned it, 6 solid innings, only 1 earned run. Set the tone for this series against the Dodgers.
Dodgers fallen on tough times lately. They've really struggled. And just came from the freeway series against the Angels to come here on another freeway to get to Petco Park here in San Diego. As Dave Roberts trying to right the ship. They're looking to avoid falling below 500 for the 2nd time this season. As here's the first pitch of the ball game, and that is in there for strike 1, and we're underway. The Dodgers are 21-21 coming in. Kike Hernandez leading it off in left field. Generally comes off the bench for the Dodgers, but in the starting lineup tonight, and he'll ground 1 foul. Dodgers have lost 20 of 33 games this season when somebody other than Clayton Kershaw is starting. You see tonight, starting tonight, 63 degrees to begin this ball game, mostly cloudy. The forecast for the remainder of the night. You know, Kershaw's not going. It is a different Dodgers team. They have won 8 of Kershaw's 9 starts so far this season.
Timing is everything. And you look at the arbiters tonight, Alfonso Marquez behind the plate.
Chris Guccione at first, David Rackley at second, and Larry Van Overs, the crew chief, at third.
So no Adrian, no Clayton Kershaw. Timing is everything when you play a ball club. Hey, everybody deals with injuries. Everybody deals with facing the ace of the staff over the course of a series. Not the case for San Diego, so hopefully they can generate some offense.
Yeah, they miss Kershaw in this series. Instead, they get Alex Wood, who pitched well against the Padres at Dodger Stadium last time we saw the Dodgers. And Kenta Maeda will go in the finale on Sunday. And one thing we saw with Friedrich, he did walk 6 batters in that first outing. Could be wild at times. Full count here.
And you know what else I noticed as Justin Turner waits on deck? That start in Milwaukee, a lot of pitches were up and away.
Yes.
To the right-handed hitters in Milwaukee. Let's see if he can bury it down and in.
He elevates, and chasing it is Hernandez to strike out. May have done Friedrich a favor there. Swinging a pitch that might have been out of the strike zone, but it'll work out. 1 down.
I don't know if that was by design, because Derek Norris was set up inside. He wanted it down around the kneecaps, but out of the hand, this fastball always looks good, especially coming into you from that angle, right-handed hitter. And then before you know it, it's up around the shoulders. Tough to get on top of that pitch.
So 1 down here in the first inning. Here is Justin Turner, 233 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. Everyday third baseman for the Dodgers, deep in the box. And that back right foot almost looks like it's out of the box.
They'll go back as far as they can until the umpire says something. Get rid of that line. As long as, now is the line in the front or in the back?
That's a good question. Because right now he's not touching the front.
You know what, the way I look at it, it's like an NBA on the court side. You know, They got the thick, right? So if you were to look at that line again.
Or are you talking court side?
Just the out of bounds line, right? If you right here would be the line to where you can't go any further. Back here is out of bounds, right?
So you're saying he's out of bounds?
I think he's out of the box right now because he's on the other side of that chalk line.
There's ball 3, and now Friedrich falling behind 3-0. Well, Friedrich, 1.50 ERA. I don't see he starts there, but then he moves it.
Right there, anything over there is out of bounds.
Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk, and again, everything was up. So Turner down to first base with 1 out. First walk allowed by Friedrich, and Norris out to talk to him.
When a pitcher is up in the zone consistently, and I'm not saying this could be the case for Friedrich, but to me, sometimes a pitcher's stride gets too long and you don't get up on top, get extended. Sometimes if you shorten your stride, it allows you to get up on top and get out in front a little bit more. Let's see if Friedrich can make an adjustment here.
So you think it's mechanical?
It might be. Hey, he might be a little over anxious. Getting the start here at the home digs, Petco Park. But you got to make an adjustment.
Padres are shifting here on the right side. They keep it close to the infield with the double play possibilities. And Corey Seager takes a curveball that apparently missed high. Looked like it dropped in there for a strike, but when you're not throwing strikes, you don't generally get the calls. Alfonso Marquez calling the balls and strikes tonight for the umpires. Wallace on the right side of the infield, the Padres' third baseman. There's a strike.
Well, with the curveball, if it's up, you better make sure it's up enough to where you don't get rattled, because if it's up in the zone, it's going to hang up there and just roll. You see him turning, getting up on top, and getting that rotation 12-6. And even on the breaking ball, if your stride is too far out front, it's tough to get up on top and out and keep it down.
Showing bunt and dropping down a bunt. Foul. No, it's going to be a fair ball, and they go to second base. And they get the lead runner in Justin Turner, and he came in hard at second base. That time Alexei Ramirez covering the bag, and aggressive play by Norris to jump out there and keep it from going foul, and then firing to second base.
As soon as that ball was touched, fair territory. Now, is that a legal slide? Oh, he came up with his arm. I mean, you know, they're dissecting these slides now with every little thing. Look at, he goes for him and then up with the arm. You know, with the way they're calling things nowadays.
So 2-6 on the force out there at second base. Seager reaches at first on the fielder's choice, and here's Howie Kendrick. He will line one into left field for a base hit out of the reach of Ramirez. Wasn't waiting around, swung at the first pitch. And the Dodgers have runners at first and second. That's the first hit off Friedrich of the night. So Kendrick at first, Seager at second. That brings up Trace Thompson. Thompson getting the start in center field tonight for the Dodgers. Two on, two down. Well, Friedrich, who is 28 years of age, last year appeared in 68 relief appearances for the Rockies, pitching exclusively as a reliever for the first time in his career. Called up from AAA El Paso on May the 13th by the Padres. As you mentioned, that Padres debut, able to go 6 innings. You see Matt Kemp with a rare night off, especially when they're taking on the Dodgers here at Petco Park. Kind of a surprise.
Usually the days off for Matt Kemp are the scheduled days off, right?
Yes.
He wants to play.
On the bench tonight, and it was interesting, Christian Bethancourt was in the original starting lineup today and was taking fly balls in right field and showing off an incredible arm from right, but apparently they did not feel comfortable enough to go ahead and give him the start there, so the switch was made. There's Jose Perella, who we saw a great deal of in the outfield during spring training and had been playing outfield with El Paso, but here the Padres were playing the infield at second base. There's ball 4. Second walk of the inning allowed by Friedrich. Will load the bases here with 2 down. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. You got to watch out for first pitch swinging when you're talking about the Dodgers. You're talking about Puig and Seager, and you got Yasiel Puig coming up right now, 48.7% of the time.
Well, with the wildness of Friedrich, will he do Friedrich a favor and maybe swing at a pitch off the plate and get a grounder to get out of this inning and leave him full? Now, if you're Yasiel Puig, I'm guessing You got to be patient here. And if it's not right in that zone, you're taking.
Considering there have been 2 walks and the first batter, Q.K. Hernandez, struck out on a pitch up by the bill of his helmet. So Friedrich has been up in this inning.
I think home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez made Christian Friedrich take off a little wristband. Maybe it was his good luck wristband.
We'll find out. Puig is not swinging the first pitch, and he takes strike 1.
So at the request of the umpire, it's on his gloved hand, and says, "Hey, can you autograph this for me?" Sure.
So bases loaded here, 2 down right now. And Puig with a swing and a miss. That was right down the middle.
And very late on that 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
Puig has not had a Puig-like year so far, hitting at just 235 coming in.
Boy, that looks like all upper body too, doesn't it?
Yes.
Very weird looking hack.
All arms.
Yeah.
So Friedrich jumping ahead here, 0-2. And a pop-up foul backing out of play. Keeps Puig alive.
Very mechanical swing. It looks very odd.
Uncomfortable. Seager at third, Kendrick at second, Thompson at first. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. A stress inning right out of the gate for Christian Friedrich. Career .238 hitter with the bases loaded. 1 grand slam for Yasiel Puig.
Do not throw him a strike. He will chase out of the zone. Hey, breaking ball. Derek Norsby heads up, smother it, go fastball up and in. If you're going to go in, you better get it way up by the bill of the cap. Something he can't get up on top of. They're bouncing by the shoe tops.
Popped up, back at second base. Rosales is under it, and he'll put it away. And out of the jam is Friedrich. So the Dodgers leave them loaded. The Padres are coming up from Petco Park when we come back. Threaten but do not score. Here come the Padres. Their lineup is brought to you by Toyota. John Jay at the top of the order and in center field. Derek Norris doing the catching. Will Myers at first base. Melvin Upton Jr. is in left field. Brett Wallace at third base. Alexei Ramirez at shortstop. Jose Perella gets a start in right field with Adam Rosales at second base and Christian Friedrich doing the pitching and batting ninth. Scott Kazmir on the mound tonight for the Dodgers.
Making his ninth start, 32-year-old, 3-time All-Star. His scouting report is brought to you by Scripps. Hey, he's a veteran lefty, so he feels very, very comfortable out there. Hey, extreme differential in the velocity between changeup and fastball. I mean, big time, like Fernando Rodney-like. Like 15, 16, maybe sometimes 17 miles an hour difference on the combio as opposed to the heater.
Numbers for John Jay into his 40th game of the year at 284. Shoulder was banged up the tail end of the last road trip. Missed a few games, but did not end up on the DL. Fortunately for the Padres, they got enough guys on the DL right now. A real spark plug atop the Padres order. 0-2 pitch. Jay will be followed by Norris and Myers here in the bottom of the first inning.
After that start for Kazmir and the Padres, starts 2 through 6, more hits than innings pitched each start. A lot of base runners working from the stretch. Hopefully that can be the case tonight for San Diego.
Hopper down to Grandal at first base, and he beats the arrival of John Jay for the first out of the inning. Well, a tough series against the Giants, no doubt.
Yeah, a lot of swings and misses. Very few base runners. Bumgarner dealing. Cueto just doing enough to where he throw pitches just off the plate to get some swings and misses. And then Jeff Samardzija probably caught more of the plate, but not a lot of action from the offense from San Diego.
Samardzija, the only guy that didn't go the distance of the 3 starters for the Giants. One down here in the bottom of the first. Here's Derek Norris. Popped up. Grandal. A few strides on the outfield lawn, over the shoulder to make the catch. With his back to the plate, makes the grab for the second out here of the first inning.
You know, I wasn't really sure where Howie Kendrick was playing, but he really wasn't even, you can see him now kind of backing up, but that takes great concentration for Yasmani Grandal, who's usually looking at the field the other way. And on a pop-up going near the dugouts where the ball's coming back to him. So that's quite a different play for the Dodger first baseman.
The rest of the Dodgers defensively, Hernandez, Thompson, Puig around the outfield. Turner, Seager, Kendrick, and Grandal just made that catch. Third to first in the infield, and A.J. Ellis does the catching for Kazmir. 2 down, and Will Myers in the 3 spot tonight for the Padres. 7 homers, 17 runs batted in. Playing in his 42nd of a possible 43 games. Kazmir has been in the big leagues since 2005, and he broke in with the Tampa Bay Rays, known as the Devil Rays at the time. Time with the Angels. Kind of made his comeback, though, with the Cleveland Indians. This is with a shift on to the shortstop. Seager for out number 3 in order. Go the Padres in the bottom of the first. Played 1 without a score tonight from San Diego. Petco Park as the bottom third of the Dodgers order coming up. Grandal, Ellis, and Kazmir to face Friedrich, who threw 22 first inning pitches. Conversely, only 8 pitches for Kazmir to get through the bottom of the first inning. Here is Grandal, and he will take a pitch high. What do you remember about Grandal's time here with the Padres?
Well, potential comes to mind. I remember when the trade went through. Came from the Cincinnati Reds. Yonder Alonso's name was always talked about, but I remember talking to broadcasters in Cincinnati. They said, you know, this Grandal kid is a kid you really got to look out for. Switch hitting catcher. Sure, he's had some dealings in the past as far as off the field is concerned. So he's quite a, I mean, you look at the physique, he's a kid that should probably hit 20 to 25 home runs a year.
Has 3 so far this year, 12 RBIs, batting out of the 7th spot. Play Friday night baseball tonight. First of 3 between the Padres and the Dodgers. Strike 3 call. Grandal seems surprised, but Alfonso Marquez rings him up. Second strikeout for Friedrich.
Looked like the curveball from Friedrich, and let's take a look. Yes, it is. Or is that a high slider? Kind of tough to tell there. Any way you look at it, it had a wrinkle in it. And pitch number 5, the Honda Fox Tracks, just caught the upper part of that zone.
So 1 down here in the second inning brings up A.J. Ellis. He does the catching tonight with Grandal at first base. In place of Adrian Gonzalez on the bench. 4th straight game. Back problem right now for Gonzalez. Took BP today in the cage area. And Dodgers are hopeful to have Adrian back tomorrow. Ellis sitting at 211. First time the Dodgers have been here since the opening series of the season. And the Dodgers outscored the Padres 25-0 in the 3-game series. You may remember to begin the year.
I remember.
Yeah, it was tough to forget.
See that last pitch from Friedrich? That's what he has to keep in his mind and get that feel working downhill and pounding the bottom of the zone. Do it again.
Well, she'll pop it up. It's headed towards Myers' way on the right side of the infield. And Will put it away. 2 down. So 3 in a row now retired by Friedrich. And that'll bring up Scott Kazmir. So far 1 for 12 of the year is Kazmir at the plate. Overall, a 105 average in his 12th career season. Two strikeouts so far for Friedrich. Couple of walks. Giving up a hit. Got out of a bases loaded 2-outs jam in the first inning. There's a strike, and it evens at 1-1.
That's called the old Carl Wallenda, the Harry Houdini. Well, actually, that's bases loaded, nobody out. You get out of that with no run scored.
It's a Houdini.
You're doing the you're doing the Harry Houdini.
Bunt bid, and it's sharply hit right back to Friedrich. His throw to first in time, and plenty of time to get Kazmir. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. Inning and a half done without a score.
To the bottom of the second. Well, earlier tonight, as part of the Friday Night Party in the Park series, the Padres hosted Cocktail Fest. On the heels of the success of Beer Fest, this is the biggest happy hour in San Diego, where fans could enjoy live music and food and craft cocktails, of course. If you missed this one, don't worry. You can hang out and catch us on the next one, which will be August 5th, when the Phillies are in town to play the Padres. Don and Mark, what is your happy hour order?
Wow.
Cocktails. Hey, I'm a big fan.
Hey, they look like they're having a good time out there, didn't they?
Meet a new friend.
Yeah.
Kind of take the edge off a little bit before you watch a big league ball game.
Absolutely.
You know what?
They had a good time.
I'm not a big, once in a while I'll enjoy one.
Uh-huh.
I like Blue Moon.
You are a Blue Moon guy.
I'm a Blue Moon guy.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to have a mixer,
yeah,
a little vodka tonic with a splash of cranberry.
Well, you know me, I'm a big red wine guy.
Oh,
like
I know
red
you
wine.
are.
Like red wine.
I'll have a glass of red wine once in a while as well. Light a
Very
candle.
nice. Yeah, light a candle.
Oh.
Hey, road trip's right around the corner.
I got the candles
Right
packed.
around the corner. As Melvin Upton Jr. is going to lead it off. We've got a 3-city tour coming up. And will take us to San Francisco to take on the Giants. Then we go to Arizona. Then we go to Seattle. It's all coming up. This is fouled off to the right.
And hopefully the Padres can improve on the road record. 9-11 that the Padres are. 2 games below 500. And taking on the Mariners in the rival 4-game series. 2 there, 2 here.
Natural rival.
Battle of Peoria.
I'm new to all this. What makes the Seattle Mariners our natural rival?
I think the cities are in comparison. They have a couple of ports. It's near the water.
You're making this up as
they're
you go.
connected by the 5 freeway.
Swing and a miss as Upton strikes out. And Kazmir there gets his first strikeouts, retired the first 4 that he's faced tonight.
Well, we featured Melvin Upton Jr. in our game open, and that's a fastball out and away. A pitch that he could drive the opposite way, but just working underneath the fastball. Maybe he's thinking something else. Off speed, a little late on that heater.
1 out. And it brings up Brett Wallace. Wallace batting out of the 5 spot.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge of a road trip. You got the M's up in Seattle,
good
first
baseball.
place, AL West. Of course, we just saw the Giants. And of course, the Arizona Diamondbacks, 6 games out, holding 4th place as we speak in the NL West.
Have you already packed?
I am. And there's
packed
no
too.
better feeling.
It's great.
It's a great feeling.
Did it today? Did all the suit combos?
I did it yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Sorry
taking it to
about
a new level. Wallace will take a ball, and it's 2-1. Did you pack your candles?
I
You ready?
did.
Good.
Candles are packed.
Nice.
You know, if I was commissioner, I would swap out, and I love the city of Denver, don't get me wrong, but doing the games there, it just gets to be ridiculous sometimes, as we all know. I would swap out Seattle for Denver. Seattle, NL West, Denver, AL West.
You want them gone.
How about that division? San Francisco, LA, San Diego, just like the old PCL days.
Yeah, it'd be great.
That would be awesome.
And you eliminate the whole Coors Field thing.
Going to Seattle 3 times a year?
Great. There's ball 4 and the first base runner of the night for the Padres.
You can follow the Padres baseball live with MLB.com @bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 @bat app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet.
1 out. Wallace at first base, and Alexei Ramirez standing in, and talked about his past here against Kazmir. Of course, having the chance to face him in the American League quite a bit over the years, where Kazmir spent most of his career. Mentioning his time very briefly with the Cleveland Indians, but worked out very well for him. Got back to winning again. 10-game winner with the Indians in 2013 after some very tough years with the Angels in between his time in Tampa Bay. No almost hit him and may have. Alexei thought it did.
I thought I heard a double tap.
Yeah.
Did you hear the same thing?
I thought so too, and he was pointing to his hip area where I think it hit him. And here comes Andy Green to dispute it. We'll get another look.
Oh, that hit him.
Totally hit him.
Listen up. You hear the double tap?
Yeah.
That's the pants. Right there.
Yep, no doubt. And they're going to challenge this. So Marquez going to head over and grab a headset. He'll be joined by the crew chief, Larry Van Over.
You know, it's going to be interesting how Kazmir reacts in this ball game, because the last start he had against the Cardinals, he threw 120 pitches against the Cardinals, but he is on 5 days rest.
Yep, and an extra day.
And that's an extra day, but still, you know, 120 pitches at this day and age, I mean, that's a lot.
So they will give him first base, hit by the pitch. Marquez sees his mistake, and they have overturned the call on the field. The Padres win their challenge. They got runners at first and second with one out. That's something going here against Kazmir. Jose Pirela coming up.
I think generally speaking, though, that 120 pitch effort and the extra day off should really be a big deal for Kazmir. I mean, he's not that overpowering. It's all about touch and feel with that cutter that he throws and that curveball, and especially the changeup.
However, the 120 pitches, the most for him in any start since 2006. Been a while. As Pirela will take a ball outside. Of course, talk about his last outing for Kazmir. Did have a spot start in between this last start for him for Mike Bolzinger, sent down Thursday after his outing, and had a sore thumb, little trouble earlier in the season, and Dave Roberts trying to be precautionary with that as Pirela takes the strike. 8 2/3, 120 pitches against the Cardinals last time out. So Dave being careful with Kazmir and be keeping an eye on his pitch count tonight, no doubt, after that 100 pitch effort last time out. Bouncing in and blocked by Ellis.
Good block by Ellis, preventing a second and third situation. Out in front of home plate. Moves to his left and squares up perfectly.
Two on, one away. Pirela getting the start in right field for the Padres tonight. What'd you think about the original starting lineup today that had Christian Bethancourt in right field?
Interesting, because you know what the first thing that came to mind? Generally speaking, your best arm in the outfield is right field, because it's the longest throw to third base.
He's got that.
And he has a cannon. There's no doubt about that.
Andy Green was hitting fly balls to him, the manager, from the hitting cage for about 20 minutes. And they were trying to figure it out and then change their mind afterwards.
Hey, it's a different gig.
Yep.
Totally different gig.
This will get away, and the runners will advance. Wallace to third, Ramirez to second.
That's a situation for the Padres. They have to make it hurt. One out, now second and third. I don't know whether Ellis was crossed up on this. It looks like a 4-seam fastball.
Oof.
It looks like a very catchable ball. It doesn't look like he was crossed up to me.
Last ball is the call here. Just didn't catch it. Danced off the left shin of Alfonso Marquez. Home plate umpire. The Padres in business here. So Kazmir on a walk and a hit batter, now on pass ball. Finds himself in a jam without giving up a hit yet.
Yeah.
Pirela strikes out. Lunging after that 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Second strikeout for Kazmir, and both have come in this inning.
And I don't think Kazmir could have placed that fastball any better. He goes back to the four-seamer right on the outside corner, and an upper body swing, all arms by Pirela. But even if he makes contact on that one, I don't think there's much he can do with it. He'll probably pop it up to the right side.
So two down, second and third, and it brings up Adam Rosales, but with first base open. And the pitcher, Friedrich, on deck. They're just going to put him on. No reason to deal with Rosales. Seems to be the second walk charged at Kazmir, the first of the intentional variety.
And he's pretty firm with the 4 wide ones. 76 on the gun. Some guys just lob it up there.
No, he's throwing it.
He's pumping it up to 77 on that one. I like that. You know why? Because the pitcher keeps the same rhythm, same arm angle. It's not going to be your 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but still, I think it's firm enough to where you're not changing your arm angle or your release point for the next hitter.
So now the bases are loaded, and Friedrich coming up. He was 0 for 2 in his Padres debut in Milwaukee at the plate, and here he is, an 086 hitter in his career. Parts of 4 seasons in the majors. Strike 1.
I'll tell you what, a hit right here would make family Von Trapp very, very happy. Lisa, Louisa, Kurt, Brigitte, Marta, Gretel. We all know about the sound of music. How about the sound of a ball off the bat of Friedrich and driving in some runs? The sound of this crowd at Petco Park cheering for the Padres.
Bases filled with Padres with 2 down in the inning. Friedrich waiting on an 0-2 pitch. Tad low.
Swing hard, you just might hit it. That's my philosophy.
Choking up a little bit on the bat right now.
Yeah, play Little Pepper, stay to the center of the diamond.
25th pitch of the inning for Kazmir. And Friedrich did take a hack and fouled it back on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the hardest fastball Kazmir's had. Wallace at third, Ramirez at second. Rosales at first with 2 down. Friedrich on an emergency swing. Fouled that off. That had to hurt the hands a little bit.
That's down near the knuckles. Ooh. I like how he's choking out there. More bat control. Short and quick to the baseball.
It's out of the way of that. Trickles away, but not far enough away from A.J. Ellis. For Wallace to try it from third base.
Hey, if Bartolo Colon can hit a home run, I'm glued to every at-bat with a pitcher up there.
Never know.
That's the beauty of this game. Fastball away here.
Lines into center field. It's in for a hit. From third comes Wallace. Here comes Alexei Ramirez. Throw to third base will not be in time, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead. Christian Friedrich, their pitcher, drives in a pair. How about that?
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I just take a fastball up the center of the diamond, and then I don't feel so sad. How about Christian Friedrich? Ah, the hills are alive with the sound of a knock.
Think the pitchers aren't excited for Friedrich?
Oh, believe it.
We are the pitchers, and we can do this. We just saw it done. First RBIs for Friedrich in his career. And here's John Jay.
That was a beautiful thing.
Rosales at third, Friedrich at first. Kazmir, see how shaken he is. As Jay will take a pitch outside.
You know what's nice about that? It's a battle, but it flips the lineup over.
Yes, it does.
With 2 outs, you got John Jay. You see his numbers with runners in scoring position. How fitting.
It's the right guy. 500 good. Dropping the bunt down with Turner at deep third, but it goes foul, unfortunately for Jay. He would have easily reached, and the run would have been in. They are shifting, and you got Turner, the third baseman, over to the shortstop side. That's inviting him to drop that bunt down. love the outfit.
Oh, that would fit perfect. Might be a little tight on me. He's pitching him away right here. Looks like he's going to try to bury something inside.
Jay not biting. Well, the first hit that Kazmir gives up is to Friedrich. Runners on, had reached on a walk, a hit batter, an intentional walk, or the 2-run single has put the Padres on top. Frame, but a ball. Sam Ellis tried to bring it down into the strike zone. Long inning for Kazmir is up to 33 total. Threw only 8 pitches in the first inning. Strike on the outside corner. On the ground, wide of first and foul. Good AB turned in here by John Jay.
Got some battles going on.
First runs for the Padres against the Dodgers here at Petco Park this season. Mentioned being swept and shut out in all 3 games. The first 3 games of the year right here. Now the 2-0 lead tonight, still batting the home half of the second inning. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. There's Kazmir going. He's headed to the dugout.
You know, he may have gotten a call during that sequence of pitches, but that was clearly a ball off the plate. It's a 2-seamer. Ellis tries to frame it. According to Fox Tracks, it was in fact a ball. There it is, pitch number 7, Honda Fox Tracks, and Rick Honeycutt, the Tom Berenger look-alike, pitching coach for the Dodgers, has a chat with Kazmir.
Trying to calm him down. We got Derek Norris coming up. They're on the San Diego beach. You spend any time out there yet?
I have, and it's great. Great atmosphere, and the more people that are out there, you're going to go home meeting a new friend. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's rocking out there tonight after a cocktail night here at the ballpark prior to the game. Bases loaded, 2 down, 2 runs already in. Norris chasing that high fastball. Checking with home plate umpire Marquez, see if it was a strike or not.
Well, getting the first pitch fastball, and it's up, and generally speaking, that's a pitch that hitters like to swing at, especially first pitch if it's a straight one.
Norris sprays it foul and is down 0-2. We talk about it when Kershaw does not go, it's a different Dodgers team. The 9 games that he's pitched in, they've won 8 times. When he doesn't, the other 33, 13 and 20 with a 4.22 earned run average.
And with those numbers, we talked about it earlier, as Don mentioned, that's when the Padres have to make hay and capitalize on situations just like this one.
Norris to foul it off. How big a deal is it now, looking back on it, that Zach Greinke is not in the Dodgers uniform?
Absolutely. Could you imagine that? Yeah. Because when you look at series, you know, it's either a 3 or 4 game series. The chances are, I mean, you're going to get one of those guys, and in the division you play them 18, 19 times. And more times than not, it's going to be back-to-back. And once this, again, I said, every team deals with it. Timing is everything when you play a team. They're playing poorly, they're hurt, you don't get their ace. It's part of the game.
Norris strikes out on the breaking ball as that ends the inning. Well, Christian Friedrich helping out his own cause. Bases loaded single. It brings in a pair. And the Padres jump out to a 2-0 lead. Pitching staff loves it. Thing as we head into the third inning. This rooftop shot is brought to you by Pinnacle on the Park. And a good look back here at Petco Park in game one of this three-game series between the Padres and the Dodgers, and a good start for San Diego. Kike Hernandez leading it off here for Los Angeles to begin things in the third.
Shutdown inning right here. Quickly, efficiently.
Hernandez a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 2 Ks for Friedrich, who is fresh off a 1-2-3 second inning, getting the bottom third of the Dodgers order. Hernandez, Turner, and Seager scheduled to bat here in the inning. Friedrich has missed. It has been up for the most part.
Consistently.
It was the same thing last time, unfortunately, for him in his first outing.
A handful of pitches have been down in the zone. Bury it in here.
This is driven to deep left center field on a line, and that's going to one-hop the wall. Jay will play the carom. Hernandez into second base with a double to begin things here in the third inning for Los Angeles.
Too fat of a pitch as we take a look. Middle in. And look at how long the barrel of that bat stays in the hitting zone. Through the hitting zone. Great extension from Hernandez. And you know, wow, you could just look at that ball, the way it was struck and where it was hit. Friedrich did not hit his spot because of the shift going the other way. If he hits his spot, then he hits the ball to the outfield. It's on the second base side. He missed, and Hernandez made him pay.
So a double to get the inning started. First time the Dodgers have had the lead runner on. And it brings up Justin Turner, who walked in the first inning. 2 walks in that first by Friedrich. Pretty good numbers for Turner against the Padres. He's feasted on Padres pitching. Second start for Friedrich in a Padres uniform. Called up on May the 13th. Here he is in start number 2. And he delivers ball 2. And used exclusively in relief last year for the Colorado Rockies to the tune of a career high 68 relief appearances. Spent the entire year last year with the Major League club. On the ground and right to Rosales. They're at first base. Rosales took a look at third, is in time as Hernandez takes third and Turner retired at first base. It's time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomerantz talked about him early in the pregame show, and here's a kid batting third for the Dodgers. He can do it with the glove, he can do it with the bat, going the opposite way. Offense and defense. Yeah, the sky's the limit for this kid, and with that comes a lot of pressure, and it seems like he's answering the pressure situation with no problem at all. Feels very comfortable at the big league level.
Right now with Adrian Gonzalez out of this lineup, he's the guy you worry, but he's the guy you will not let beat you for the most part. He comes in at 289 into tonight's effort.
Good recognition of pitches, and you can see the month of May, he's done just that. Very strong, athletic kid.
Seven homers so far, 21 runs batted in. Base runner at third. And he drives this to right. Perella is going to have to get up over his head and one-hop the wall. From third comes Hernandez. Seager to second with an RBI double. And the Dodgers have their first run of the night. That was a hot shot to right and quickly up over the Padres right fielder.
And quickly to that pitch, because the first pitch, as we take a look, breaky ball, he's just spitting on it. This pitch, look where that pitch is. Up and in, but look at him get his hands through, get the fat part of the bat on that, and give it a ride. That's a good-looking swing. Clayton Kershaw applauding the kid. That's a good piece of hitting right there. You know how everybody says when they flare one to the opposite way and they whatever, hey, that's good hitting?
Yeah.
What we just saw, him pulling the ball, that's good hitting. Right?
I agree.
Everybody always equates the flare, the jam shot the opposite way. You know, reaching out and getting off the end of the bat, one-footed, that's good hitting.
Not impressed by that.
That's good hitting, what we just saw.
Well, Kendrick batting with one out, and a runner at second, the tying run. Now at second base for the Dodgers. Kendrick played sparingly in the last series between the Dodgers and the Padres. 348 in the last 6 games. He's picked it up offensively and back in the lineup again. Broken back grounder to Rosales. He'll go to first. Yeah, the business part of that bat headed back to Friedrich. Seager takes third with now 2 down. They're on the mound area on the third base side.
I cringe every time this happens. And we take a look off the end of the bat, and there goes that shillelagh coming right back up the box. And luckily for the left-hander Friedrich, it's to his right, but still, he's concentrating on the ball. I'm not so sure he exactly knew where the head of the bat was. Maybe he did and just realized it was well out of his area.
2 down, Seager 90 feet away, and here is Trace Thompson. Breaking ball in there for a strike. He's had a good month of May as well. 306, 5 homers, 12 RBIs. Reached on a base on balls in the first inning. Strike call, 0-2.
Good pitch. Glove side, fastball in. Trying to tie him up. Hey, if you're going to throw that fastball inside, get it in there. Bury it. If you're going to miss a ball's width in. You don't want to leave it over the inner third to where you can get hurt.
Pitch 50 of the night for Friedrich. And it is flared down the right field line, foul. A chance here for Thompson, protecting the plate there. Down 0-2.
The pitch count continues to rise. That was number 50. Mentioned before, 116 in Milwaukee.
It was a dire situation for the Padres that day. They needed him to go deep into the game, and he did. It's outside for ball 1.
You know the way I look at situations like this? He's got 8 outs. He's throwing 51 pitches to get 8 outs.
Not a lot of first pitch strikes for him either.
Right.
4 of 14 so far, so working from behind. On the ground, left side. Ramirez plays the high hop, and the throw in time. So the Dodgers get a run. They leave a runner at third. The Padres have a 2-1 lead. Now for the memorable moments in All-Star Game history, brought to you by Geico. We go to July 10, 1984's All-Star Game. Fernando Valenzuela strikes out the side, the top of the fourth at Old Candlestick Park. Retiring future Hall of Famers Dave Winfield, Reggie Jackson, and George Brett in order. How about that?
Oh, Fernando had the screwball working that day. He would turn it over, make hitters look sick, and then he froze George Brett with the heater on the outside corner.
We saw Fernando when we were in Los Angeles, working on the Spanish radio network for the Dodgers. I'm not sure he's here on this trip.
Love Fernando.
He looks great. He looks like he can still pitch.
Doesn't he, though?
He looks fantastic. Will Myers leading it off here in the bottom of the third inning. Off balance cut there. It's Myers, Upton, and Wallace. 3, 4, and 5 for the Padres here in the third inning. Stack it up defensively, shifting on the left side against Myers. And off balance swing, and Myers chasing that.
And there's the differential I was talking about. 74 miles an hour on the changeup. Remember Kazmir, 92, 93.
That's pretty dramatic.
That's almost, what's that, 19 roughly miles an hour, right?
Yeah. Line foul sharply into the crowd.
Hey, man. Why you sit with the kids that close, bro? Yeah.
Line drive apparently got a fan down that first base line, and Myers standing out, and he was wincing as he looked down in that direction on the check swing foul down in that area. Kazmir had backed off as well.
No more than 3 and 4.
Myers back in the box here. Kazmir. Swing and a miss. Tough at bat for Will Myers there. Fooled on a few of Kazmir's nasty pitches. That's 4 strikeouts now for Kazmir.
A couple of times this at bat, and there you see the grip. Almost looks like a split grip on the changeup. Any way you look at it, tough to stay back and try to drive the opposite way.
One away here in the third, and brings up Melvin Upton Jr. Q shot down the first base side, and Grandal taking himself 2 down. Right off the end of the bat. Upton 0 for 2, 2 down.
MLB is back tomorrow, starting with the D-backs taking on the Cardinals in a game you can only see on FS1. And then on Fox, it's the return of Baseball Night in America, featuring 2 of the best teams and rivals in baseball as the Cubs battle the Giants. It's all tomorrow on FS1 and Fox, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Get your baseball fix right here on Fox.
2 down here in the third inning. Here's Brett Wallace. They don't shift on him, but they have Howie Kendrick, the second baseman, a few strides on the outfield grass. You see Kendrick out there, stride or 2, maybe 3. Outfield though about straight away. Padres getting 2 runs in the second. 2-run bases loaded single for Christian Friedrich. Kazmir upset with himself that time in the last delivery.
Pitch like that'll make you talk to yourself. Have a meeting with yourself, right?
In the midst of a meeting with yourself.
A little regroup, and then it's locked in for the next pitch.
Patience a virtue here so far. Wallace, who's ahead 3-1. Inside, and that's ball 4. A 2-out walk, and that's the 4th free pass allowed by Kazmir, albeit one was of the intentional variety. Second time Wallace has walked in this game. It's got Kazmir walking around talking to himself, very much in the midst of a meeting with himself. Now it's Alexei Ramirez.
Kazmir's been very up and down with the walks. I mean, with the exception of 2 outings, every outing a walk, just one. But then there were 2 with 4. So this might be one of those games.
Ramirez to right. Puig going back with room. Backpedals shy of the track to reel it in. Padres are gone in the 3rd. We head to the 4th. 2-1 San Diego.
Right now, but let's go back to the 1st inning. Yasiel Puig really looked mechanical up there, all upper body, no strength from the legs to the upper half. And you know what? Christian Friedrich really got in his kitchen. You could see him trying to get extended, but he set him up nicely. It was the pop up at the infield. And I tell you what, that one pitch got him out of that mess. And Mark Sweeney joins us, and the guru of swings and breaking it down. Mark, I saw a very mechanical swing from Puig.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking for the breaking ball. He got another breaking ball, second at bat right there. Getting beat by the fastball.
And it seems like, as we look at this hit, with a swing like that, there's one certain pitch in the path that he'll hit a mistake, and that looked like a classic example of that, hitting a mistake.
He gets very rotational at times, and I think that's what it really comes down to, is he gets rotational with his upper body. Doesn't look very in sync. And that's what you want to do as a hitter. You want to be able to have those legs and your swing working together, not in parts. You see by those numbers, it's been a challenge. There's been a lot of ups and been a lot of downs for Yasiel Puig.
You see the first 2 years for him, some very good numbers this year, not so much. And came into tonight's game hitting at .235 prior to that leadoff base hit here in the 4th inning. Yasmani Grandal, the batter. Asking Mud before I'll ask you your thoughts of Grandal when he was a member of the Padres. What did you see from him then?
Well, I thought his left-handed swing was much better, and I think he improved as a catcher. When he first came over here, I didn't think he called a very good game, but then he became getting in sync, getting in tune to all those pitchers, and you know that, Mud. That's the most important thing as a catcher. But offensively, he had some swings, especially from the left side, where I thought, he's going to put something together. It didn't get the consistent playing time at all.
Tonight he's at first base in the absence of Adrian Gonzalez, so banged up with the back problem. The Dodgers are hopeful to be back tomorrow. 4th straight game that Gonzalez has missed. By him, and it's 2-2.
You know, Don, to your point too, with Yasmani Grandal and the off-the-field stuff, it's always that black cloud around Yasmani Grandal that you always worried about. You wondered, what is this player? Who is he going to be? So I don't think we necessarily saw what the Reds were saying to you, Mark, is coming over here. And this kid's got some ability, because he definitely does. It was just unfortunate what happened off the field.
Friedrich missing up top. That's where he has missed when he misses. It is Grandal now. A.J. Ellis next. Payoff pitch trying to come in on it. And it's fouled off to the right. Well, the first home run for Grandal in a Padres uniform was against Friedrich. June 30th of 2012. And that is Friedrich in a Colorado Rockies uniform.
Gotta love the silent treatment.
Oh, yeah.
I really am a big fan of that. I see the guys having some fun with him, and really indicates the type of chemistry you're going to create when you have the silent treatment.
Well, the Padres on top here 2-1. Important to get out to that early lead tonight. They get it. Mark, you and I did the last game that Friedrich pitched, and it did appear when he missed it was up.
Yeah, and I think he's done a much better job tonight, especially on that arm side, because he missed a lot in Milwaukee, obviously with the 6 walks. Looks a lot better, but I was really impressed with him getting out of situations, but also that breaking ball into the right-handers. I think that's what the Dodgers are really looking for. They're looking to try to eliminate that breaking ball.
Yeah, you walk 6 in 6 innings, you only give up 1 earned run. You're making a big pitch down the line to try to get out of a jam.
He battled and battled and battled. Runner goes, liner to left center field, little hit and run, and this is going to be run down by Upton out there in left, trying to score from first is Puig. Here's the throw from Ramirez. It'll be late, and this game is tied. Puig able to score from first base. Grandal ends up at second base, and it's 2-2.
Well, another mistake in the zone, and Yasmani Grandal makes him pay. Now, a little flat-footed right there, getting the ball in as quickly as possible. I didn't think there was a chance, but I don't know, the communication between, there's a crowd yelling as Puig scores, there's a crowd yelling, relay is on, you're not sure if they had a play at second base. I think if the ball was cut, maybe a play at second base, but hey, easier said than done. We're sitting up here, you don't know how loud it is on that field and who's communicating.
Well, if you're a Dodger fan, that's what you fall in love with, the speed and rounding the bases with Yasiel Puig. Pretty impressive athlete.
So tied up 2-2. Grandal at second base, and now A.J. Ellis. Ellis popped out to Myers at first base, first time up. 231 this year with runners in scoring position for A.J. Ellis.
Well, A.J. Ellis is the type of hitter that likes to stay inside the baseball, especially in this situation, moving that runner.
Well, let's go back to this relay, and Mark, you can chime in, but Melvin, he's trying to get the ball as quickly as he can.
Yes.
So he's off balance, he's flat-footed. Now Alexei, I don't know what kind of communication was there, but even if it's a great throw, I don't think there's any way they're going to get Puig.
Well, it's that other infielder that has to give help, and
right.
You have to be able to voice that. Your head's on a swivel to help Ramirez.
And whether they could have gotten Grandal at second base, hey, who knows? It probably would have been a perfect cut, perfect throw, but
they had a better chance of getting the guy at second base than they did the guy at the plate, as you point out.
They most certainly did. Yep.
So Grandal ends up there and in scoring position with nobody out. There's a strike, 3-1. At the pitcher spot next with Kazmir on deck. Moving to the bottom of the Dodgers order here in the top of the 4th inning. Line the other way and into right field for a base hit. Grandal will be stopped at third. The throw from Perella is cut off. And it's first and third now, nobody out. And the Dodgers have 3 straight hits to begin this 4th inning.
Well, another mistake that caught too much of the plate. And A.J. Ellis, this kid's been around for a long time, and he knows how to take pitches that are going to be given to him and not try to pull it. There's a 4-seamer, and watch on contact. Hey, down the middle, but down by the barrel, he stays on it long enough to just punch it to right field. Not trying to do too much. Nice, easy swing.
Andy Green is headed out here for the Padres. Manager making a visit. And it appears he has a message in mind.
Well, I think with the pitcher up now, just being in sync with the defense, what Christian Friedrich, who is new to the organization and also just in his second start, has to know where he's going with the baseball if the bunt's back to him. So many moving parts in this infield with all those injuries, so you have to be in sync, and I think Andy Green just wants to button it up.
Myers extending the conversation a little bit. I want to remind you tonight's game is presented in HD by Sony.
There's a lot of dialogue going on out there.
A lot of talking. But it looked like Andy Green was doing about all of the talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a single started it for Puig, a double for Grandal that scored the tying run. Single by Ellis, first and third, nobody out. And Kazmir now trying to help out his own cause.
He squared the bunt there. Could be a safety squeeze. I mean, that's always a possibility.
Well, if you're the base runner, Yasmani Grandal, who doesn't have a lot of speed, he'll take it down the line. And if it's a really good bunt, easily scores.
Hey, how about a pick off to third base? Righties do it to first base. Why can't a lefty do it to third?
That might be a yard sale. Have you ever seen it?
Have you ever seen that? That'd be.
I've
Hey,
never
why
seen it.
why not? Righties do it. Why can't lefties do it?
Why don't they?
Well, that goes back to that theory of you them being the best athletes out
No
there.
question about it. They should be
Smartest.
able to do it.
This is back to the mound and looking at second. No play, goes to first and barely gets Kazmir there. They give Kazmir credit for a sacrifice, 1-4 on the put out at first base.
Here's what I think Friedrich should have done on here. Get the ball, quick fake throw. Quick fake throw to third. He's on his way back, and then fire a seed to second base for the force play. And then possibly could have gotten two. But we've seen it many times. If he eyes the runner right there, get back. Okay? He's retreating anyway. I think he's got an excellent chance of going to second base to possibly turn two.
I really don't think you need to worry about Grandal. He's not a base runner. So with that bad bunt, if you're immediately going to second base, you have the possibility of getting a double play.
So one out now, second and third, back up top for Kike Hernandez. Curveball and on the corner. Hernandez struck out swinging in the first, doubled and scored in the third. Here he is in the fourth inning. His third AB of the game. Infield in right now for the Padres, and Hernandez jumping back out of the way.
Well, Friedrich has to continue to try to work down in the strike zone, especially here with the infield in. Too many pitches are elevated.
Fouled off to the right. That'll get into the seats. And Friedrich jumps ahead here, 1-2. Beautiful Friday night from Petco Park, game one. To the Padres and Dodgers in the weekend series, tied up at 2. Dodgers have Grandal at third base, Ellis at second with one out. And Friedrich backs off again. Backing out is Hernandez.
Sometimes pitchers might be a little reluctant to throw that breaking ball in this situation with that runner on third base.
2-2. Second start for Friedrich for the Padres. And a jam here. Line down the left field line, a foul ball. Not by a lot.
I think you could slip a comic book in between where that foul line is and that baseball where it landed.
How about Wimbledon right here?
Whoa.
Wow. It's a pretty thick comic book after a second look.
Yeah, it is.
War and Peace.
If you look at that Fox Tracks, guys, it's so many pitches are on that same level. It's so easy to make that adjustment.
That's where majority, you're right, Mark, majority of his pitches have been up there, right?
Going to have to work something down and trust his catcher.
Up again. Adrian Gonzalez, just a spectator so far in this game tonight, has been now in his 4th game. Balsley just off the phone. Padres have had action in the pen. Have a right-hander up. Payoff pitch. That's ball 4 to load the bases. 3rd walk given up by Frederick.
And as we know, if you're not consistently around the plate, you're not going to get those close ones. So we go back. First pitch of the at-bat. Hey, you got the breaking ball over. You put it in his mind. Now look at the rest of these pitches. You're lucky you didn't get hurt with an extra base hit. Working up again. And just missing on that cut fastball, or a little slider if you want to call it that, off the plate to load him up.
And 1 and 2, and being very tentative to Kike Hernandez.
So bases loaded, 1 down. And here comes Andy Green. Friedrich will not face Justin Turner. So Friedrich not getting out of the 4th. Carlos Villanueva coming in. The top half of the 4th inning with 1 out, and the Dodgers have tied it up, threatening for more. Padres have switched pitchers. This pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford and Carlos Villanueva, first out of the bullpen tonight for the Padres.
Well, he's got to stop the bleeding right here early in this game. 17th game, and the splits. Got to get those righties out more. 5 home runs with a .408 clip off of Carlos Villanueva. He's got some work to do here.
Base is filled here with Dodgers. Randall at 3rd, Ellis at 2nd, Hernandez at 1st. Friedrich threw 75 pitches, 39 for strikes, responsible for all the men on here for Los Angeles.
Got to watch out for Turner. He loves the first pitch, especially that slow breaking ball to get me over.
321 average in his career with the bases loaded as they are right now. Strike 1.
And Mark, to touch upon your point, that looked like a first pitch changeup, didn't it?
Very good location as well.
Randall at 3rd, Ellis at 2nd, Hernandez at 1st. Look out. Whoa, watch your face. He was kind of late to react to his
I was
face.
just going to say, yeah, real time it looks whatever, but when you slow it down.
Two and one. Turner has walked and grounded out to second base. Third plate appearance of the night. Big spot here for the Dodgers. They have had base runners that left 4 men on base through the first 3, including the bases loaded in the first inning. On the outside corner.
That's pain. You know, Carlos Villanueva, he's going to touch 88, 89. So he has to have pinpoint control, and that's what we just saw in that last pitch. Nicely done.
Turner, Villanueva knocks it down. He'll come home for an out there. That's all they'll get, but they'll take it. Hot shot knocked down by Villanueva. He comes home to get the lead runner in Grandal. 1-2 on the putout. There are 2 outs in the inning.
Hockey suit coming right back at you. Glove save and a beauty. No panicking. It's a force play. If you don't get the double play, all right, at least you get 1 out. And the key also, firing a strike to your catcher. A lot of guys will try to rush it, work under it. Next thing you know, it's back to the screen, yard sale.
He catches that, though. That's an easy double play.
Corey Seager doubled his last time up to drive in the first Dodgers run. Bats here with the bases loaded. And a swing and a miss.
See how they pitched to Corey Seager last time. The first pitch, bounced it on the plate, well out of the zone. And then Mark, that pitch, he got up, that pitch was up and in, he got up on top of it and rifled that ball.
Yeah, he keeps the barrel above the ball as good as any young hitter in the game.
Line and trouble with it at second, Rosales, but he'll stay with it, throw to first. Able to knock it down was Rosales, plenty of time to get Seager. The Dodgers get a run and tie the game 2-2.
You show up at the park, your #1 job is to be fully convinced you're about to have a great day. Like, you have to do all your pregame work to set your mind in that place. And then after that, it's about getting a good pitch to hit and putting your ace swing on it. And if you don't get that good pitch to hit, it's about trusting the next guy behind you. There's a simplicity to that message, but it's also very difficult to do on a daily basis.
Manager Andy Green on the guys. He said that he felt that some guys were pressing as of late, given some of the offensive struggles, and really drove home the point of disciplined at-bats. He wanted to see more patient at-bats so these guys can get it on. Guys?
All right, 2-2 the score. Thanks, Julie. Yes, it is Jose Perella leading it off here for the Padres.
You know, Julie, he's so right. And he said something pretty interesting. He's simplistic. And you have to be simple, especially at this level. Everyone thinks it's so crazy where you get so confusing at the big league level. The good ones and the great ones simplify everything. It's their approach. What's their strength? And they go to that.
Fly ball, left center field, and Hernandez takes care of out number 1.
You know, Don, so many times, and Mark, you know this, pitchers make you foolish, and they go against your strength. Well, that's when you tip your cap, but you never lose sight of what your plan is of attack with every individual pitcher, every individual situation, and that's what Andy is trying to stress. And the concentration level for 162 ball games, being an everyday player, I've never done it, but I've watched it. And the good ones and the great ones amaze me that they can simplify it and go to their strengths, and they constantly do it.
Part of that is also, though, you're coming off 3 very good top-tier pitchers you just faced with the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it, too. You can't dismiss that. Just faced 3 very good pitchers.
No, and you know what? In Alan Zinter, we had a conversation because we did 2 instructionals yesterday before the game. He said, you have to tip your cap at this level, and you understand that, but you're also competing during the game. And you don't want to give credit during the game, but after it's fine. But once you do that and you're going through those 3 pitchers, that tough stretch, it's called the big leagues.
Yeah.
And you know that it's coming at you, and this level is very intimidating at times.
It's not a try league, it's a do league.
Yeah.
And we hear that all the time, right?
There's so many times that you get the Clayton Kershaw's, Madison Bumgarner. You know what's in your division, but you look at, you know, what if you were in the division in the East, the NL East, and you have all of those pitchers coming at you.
Mets guys.
Max Scherzer with 20 punch-outs this year. It's all around us.
Rosales walking for the 2nd time tonight. That is 5 walks now for Kazmir in this game. Keep in mind he's given up just 1 hit. Dodgers out hitting the Padres 6-1, and Villanueva is squaring already as they check on Rosales at first base. .66 pitches for Kazmir through 3 1/3. In at third is Turner, as squaring again is Villanueva, pulls it back and takes ball 1. Get you a game break momentarily. Cubs and Giants, big series between the Cubs and the Giants. Villanueva pulling it back again, 2-0.
The 2 Jakes, Jake Arrieta, Jake Peavy going at it.
Wasn't that a Jack Nicholson movie, The 2 Jakes?
Not that I remember.
Of course.
I'm not really good at remembering movies.
Yeah, I think it was a follow-up to Chinatown.
You better be good.
I got nothing. The bunt down the first baseline, and it'll be Kazmir applying the tag. So 1 unassisted. Let's get that game break with Mike Pomerantz. Oh, we're doing it. How about that? Hey, it's a 5-1 Cubs lead. Who went deep?
Is that Chris Bryant going yard?
Chris Bryant. See, I thought we threw it to Mike Pomerantz. Mike Pomerantz did that happened on the road. That doesn't happen at home?
Now at home, he's just eating the spread.
What's he doing? Where is the guy?
Oh, he's knee up in some tri-tip somewhere or some brisket.
I think we need to fix this. So 2 down, Rosales.
He's getting his sweater dry cleaned.
Second base. John Jay on the ground to second base. Kendrick will go to first, and that will be that in the 4th.
I think Pomerantz is more of a cardigan guy.
How about a game break with Mike Pomerantz?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Go presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sycuan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box, taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. The lights are lit at Petco Park. It's game one of a 3-game series between the Padres and the Dodgers. And we are all tied up 2-2. Into the 5th inning we go. Carlos Villanueva back on the mound. Howie Kendrick leading it off here for the Dodgers. Kendrick singled to left in the 1st inning, grounded out to second base in the 3rd, 1 for 2. On the ground, nicely picked by Villanueva. On away, nice stab. He's made a few since coming into this game.
He's a magnet. Line drive, kept it in front of him, got the force at the plate. One hopper.
At the end of his delivery, he does end up pretty much straight up, which is pretty good, I guess, from a defensive pitching standpoint.
Not a hard thrower, not a violent delivery, so he stays within himself to put himself in a good fielding position.
You know, the guy that sticks out in my mind is Greg Maddux. When he could command the ball, he knew where they were hitting it. He'd almost slide step a little bit.
Cheat a little bit?
Yeah, defensively. He's another infielder.
He was fun to watch.
Talking about that guy.
Mad Dog. One of the funniest guys around.
One down here in the 5th inning. Trace Thompson up for the Dodgers. How many Gold Gloves does he have?
I think it's 18, 17 or 18.
Yeah.
He beat Jim Cott. Jim Cott
had 16.
Yeah, the kitty cat. And then when he won his 17th, he took over that distinction. He was fun to watch, man.
Oh. Wasn't fun to hit against. I know that.
What'd you do against him? You know,
I had some success and it was off changeups, but it was, you know, I don't think I had more than 7 at bats against anybody.
we could look that up.
But with Greg Maddux, one of the funniest stories, the Padres trade him to LA and I'm up in LA. We're in the playoffs and I'm not on the playoff roster. He pitches the blowout game up in LA. And it's the last game. We're getting eliminated.
Line in the left field. Trace Thompson has got himself a 1-out base hit. It's time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And the discussion about the Cy Young Award. Speaking of Cy Young Award winners, just talking about Greg Maddux. Thoughts, gentlemen, on who may end up with it?
Well, I know I wanted to give some love to Gio Gonzalez and Drew Pomeranz.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Clayton Kershaw and Jake Arrieta, sure, proven guys, been around a long time. Gio Gonzalez is making a name for himself this year. And, of course, Drew Pomeranz. Hey, like Mark said earlier, it's amazing what guys do the course of their career and maintain that, not only for a year, but many years, like Clayton Kershaw. Will that happen with Gio Gonzalez? Will that happen with Drew Pomeranz? Stay tuned, ... My point was, I just think after hearing about all the studs, Felix Hernandez, Jake Arrieta, Clayton Kershaw, I think it was worth a little bit of time to give some love a quarter way through the season to Gio Gonzalez and Drew Pomeranz.
Well, you got to give him credit, but you look at that list, and there's 2 guys that pop off that list. Jake Arrieta is one of those guys that you think is probably the most consistent pitcher in the game today. And you look at what he's done from the second half of last year on to this half, but it's longevity. I look at Clayton Kershaw. He's the only guy. You guys made a good point of what the Dodgers record is without Clayton Kershaw. It's not good. Clayton Kershaw understands that, and he has dominated. With those strikeouts, only 4 walks on the season. I'll take Kershaw.
I think we absolutely. I think we have seen this left-hander Clayton Kershaw, one of the biggest. I'm not talking a 2-year streak or 3. Within the last 4 or 5 years, what he has put together, it's the greatest left-handed streak of all time. What he has done, it's right up there.
The performance he had against the Padres earlier this year at Dodger Stadium was nothing short of amazing. Again, they will not see him in this series. There's a strike into Yasiel Puig.
Well, Don, you've seen it too in your years in Boston, but also when you need a stopper and a guy that you're going through a bad streak, and Chris Sale has done that for the Chicago White Sox this year, but you have a stopper and you trust that guy. That's what Clayton Kershaw is. Jake Arrieta has become that guy for the Chicago Cubs.
to right center. Deep, far, and gone. Two-run shot, his 5th of the year as he takes it the other way to right center and puts the Dodgers on top, 4-2. All kinds of strong as Yasiel Puig.
Well, Yasiel Puig earlier this year against Villanueva, you can see looking out over the plate, he hooks this one. Just barely going out. But the talent level of what he can do, we saw the base running, but also taking that same pitch and going the other way, hitting it where it's pitched. And on our Phantom Cam, you can see squaring that baseball up and the strength. Pretty amazing.
So a 4-2 Dodgers lead. Yasmani Grandal. Fifth home run for Puig, 2nd hit of the night.
That talent level is off the charts for him. Just consistency, and also if they can corral him in the tough times.
Grandal has struck out, doubled to drive in a run. 13 RBIs on the year. Padres shifting on him on the right side. And a swing and a miss. Ball got away briefly from Norris, who applied the tag. And strikeout number 1 for Villanueva since coming into the game. 2 down.
By the way, our man Mark Sweeney was 3 for 11 with a double and an RBI off of Mike Maddox.
Wow. Greg Maddox. Don't worry off Mike Maddox.
Didn't face Mike Maddox, I don't think. That was 3 mistakes
by
Mad Dog. 18. And he'll say, "Who was that?" That's the best part of it.
Yeah.
And he deserves to say, "Who is that?"
18 Gold Gloves was the answer. We were wondering about that too. You were starting to tell a funny story about
No,
it.
but it was his last game, and just to button it up, it was his last game. He came in the locker room, and we had to be in the locker room. He couldn't be in the dugout if you weren't on the roster. And he said, "Well, gentlemen, that's a wrap." And it was just a matter of fact, but it was so Greg Maddox, and what a pleasure to be around.
Ellis fouls it off to the right, evens a count of 1-1. Third at bat of the game for the Dodgers catcher. He's popped out to first, single to right. Cranks it foul again. Villanueva into his 2nd inning of relief, coming on for Friedrich. Will not be part of the decision. Villanueva now on the hook, surrendering the 2-run home run to Puig in this inning. Friedrich still hanging around. With 3 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs. Walked 3, struck out 2. And again lifted after 3 1/3.
Well, when you don't throw hard like Carlos Villanueva, 88, 89, you better make sure you do spot it well. Didn't spot one well for Yasiel Puig. Got it up, got it elevated, got him extended to take it to the opposite way into the cocktail hour. And you can see what he's trying to do here with Ellis, in and out.
Too far out that time. Kazmir on deck here, the pitcher, with 2 down. Base is empty thanks to that 2-run home run by Puig. Line into left for a base hit. 2nd hit of the night for A.J. Ellis. Aboard here with 2 down in the 5th inning. Scott Kazmir coming up here. Rounded back to the pitcher in the 2nd, which Grounded into a sacrifice in the 4th inning to get the runners along.
Mark Sweeney, if you were at a cocktail fest right now, what are you ordering up? Sarsaparilla?
You know, I mean, my Uncle Tito has been pretty good to me lately. I'm a big fan of Tito.
There's a bunt that I noticed that on the last road trip. We went together, Chicago and Milwaukee.
Don chose a red wine.
I know.
I chose a Blue Moon.
I like Blue Moons.
But you're going Tito.
I'm going Uncle Tito. It's really good. What a great atmosphere out there.
Yeah.
Bunt down the first baseline. Going to go foul.
By the way, while we have a second, you guys, you two, that trip to Chicago, Milwaukee, and I say this with all sincerity, you guys did a great job. I mean, considering the scheduling, the rain delays, the day-night doubleheader, that trip up to Milwaukee, it's all about love, brother. I love you so much.
Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. Don,
awesome.
come on,
bring it in.
Don,
come on.
Yeah, come on, bring it in. You want?
How about a three-way?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's really weird.
That was really
weird. There was a lot of hugs.
I didn't know there was going to be so much touching. I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh. A lot of hugs on that road trip.
A lot of hugs.
And we're bringing them home. Bringing them
We
back.
brought it back to San Diego with us.
To me, it never went out of style.
No. Well,
I'm sending you guys hugs from down here, just so you know.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Lots of hugs.
What was that?
Casimir sort of went after that, I guess. Make the hugging stop. It's 4-2. Dodgers on top. Puig with a 2-run home run Villanueva. Put the Dodgers on top by 2. Halfway through. Puig's 2-run home run. Dodgers have the lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Time now for our fan of the game, brought to you by Fan Diego. A youngster enjoying the ball game tonight, as there are a few youngsters here tonight. I don't know if he's having such a great time. That last guy there.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't.
He was upset about something.
Yeah. So it is on to the bottom of the 5th. And it'll be Derek Norris, Will Myers, and Melvin Upton Jr. trailing by 2. Casimir 70 pitches deep into his outings. He starts this bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, third time around, and Mark Sweeney, I ask you as a hitter, you know, when you got the chance to play, would you look at patterns? Would you look at certain
Yeah, you got to be attentive to the game. You got to know what's going on, what Kazmir is doing well. If he's getting ahead, you want to be aggressive. Does he like throwing in? What's he follow that up with? And you got to have communication in the dugout. There's so much that you can work on. You go up to see Mike Tompkins, and he can go over some of the video stuff that's going on. Come up with a plan of attack.
There's an attack out to deep left center field. Back goes Hernandez, and that's going to ride out of here. Derek Norris with his 4th home run brings the Padres within a run. Drove that out to the left center field fence and beyond it into the bullpen.
And just as we were saying, 3rd time around now for Derek Norris, and he gets the hands through nicely, and to me, that's a mistake. I'll tell you what, I love the sound of this one. Oh, can you say sweet spot? Into the Padre bullpen. Now the Padres only trail by 1. That's got to feel good for Derek.
And Myers taking a pitch down and in. Pitch 75 coming up for Kazmir.
Kazmir has struggled with the long ball, especially in his recent starts.
Grounded back to Kazmir. Good play off the base of the hill, and he gets Myers. Play first out here in the 5th inning. And here are the home run problems. Most 11 tied with Anderson and Neese.
Pretty surprising, Max Scherzer on top. That was a great swing by Derek Norris. That has to feel good. Also answering back for the Padres offense.
Melvin Upton Jr. 3rd at bat of the game, has struck out swinging, grounded out to first base. Padres have had a runner in every inning except for the first when they went in order on 8 pitches. Left 5 men on through the first 4. Here's a 2-0. A bounce in. 3-0. More balls than strikes in this game for Kazmir. Now Norris going back to his other job, which is the catcher for the San Diego Padres. Quickly forgets about the offense and now goes to work here at Villanueva.
And it's both ways for Derek Norris. He could be over in his last 16, and he'd be doing the same thing with Carlos Villanueva or whoever's pitching. Going over to the game plan. Who's coming up next inning?
Chopper left side of the backhand is Seager, and his throw in time. 2 down. Looked like a little conversation problem there on the left side between Turner and Seager initially, but it's Seager who makes the play. And talk about the National League Cy Young race. Thoughts on the AL side of things?
Well, I'll tell you this, and you see the record for Chris Sale. It's an easy conversation when it comes down to starting the year off 9-0 in his 9 starts with a sub-2 ERA. You see the ERA 1.58. That's the only guy that's done that in the game of baseball. So that's an easy pick when it comes to that. But Jordan Zimmerman has been very good in his American League debut.
And the reason why the Sox are playing so well, Jose Quintana, along with Chris Sale.
It's been a great story. I think everyone thought that the White Sox were going to be very good last year. They had a disappointing season this year. Well, Chris Sale and Quintana, they're doing their part.
And again, Kazmir behind 2-0. Get behind Upton 3-0, but battle back to get him to ground out to the shortstop. It seems like he has been pitching behind most of this game. Has a 1-run lead with 2 outs here in the 5th. And Brett Wallace waiting on a 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. What do you think about a green light for Wallace?
I don't mind it at all.
I always say, why not? If it's right there,
He'll take it for strike one.
Well, if you're going to swing 3-0, it's one pitch, one spot.
Middle in.
And you got to, well, whatever your strength is, I don't even mind it. A lot of people say, you know, you got to pull it, you got to pull it. Well, you can drive it out of the ballpark here to center field.
Ball four, and he's walked for the third time tonight against Kazmir. The lefty-lefty matchup. That is now 6 walks allowed by Kazmir, and half of them belong to Brett Wallace.
Hey, make me a bicycle clown. Straight payaso right there.
How about the moss on the guy to his left?
How long does that take?
How can you have a serious conversation with this guy? Look at it. Oh, he took ball four again. Can you believe that? I know. He needs to start throwing some strikes.
2 down. Wallace at first. Alexei Ramirez. Alexei hit by a pitch in the second. Flied out to right in the third.
Still looking for that first home run for Alexei.
Almost ducked into that. Now would be as good a time as any for Alexei. That's with 2 outs. Wallace at first base, a run already in, and the home run by Derek Norris. Drives it foul.
I was just going to say something soft middle in. Just a little bit too quick to that one.
Rogers outfield straight away here on Ramirez. Down on the count, 1-2.
Very deep and left.
Yes, Kike Hernandez.
He's retiring his number in left.
Popped up, foul ground, racing over his Grandal, and he can't catch it. Into the Padres dugout, out of his reach. Next pitch will be the 90th for Kazmir of his outing. With 2 down here in the 5th inning. Talked about the 120 through last time out. That was 8 2/3. This has gotten him 4 2/3 to 90. And a swing and a miss. Ramirez goes lunging and strikes out of the changeup. Derek Norris with a home run brings the Padres within a run. Home run number 4 of the year for Derek Norris. It's a 1-run contest from Petco Park. Over the Padres, we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Back at Petco Park, and a tight one tonight. Let's take a look at the National League West right now, as it was pretty bunched up there even a week ago. About 4.5 games between the bottom and the top, and a little separation right now for the Giants.
Yeah, successful road trip for the Giants, and now they go back home. And they play the Cubs, which the Cubs haven't been playing very well.
Yeah.
Kike Hernandez leading it off here for the Dodgers in the 6th inning. Breaking ball in the dirt. Hernandez has struck out, doubled, and walked. Villanueva's been in this game since the 4th inning, still out there, and he went around. But umpire Alfonso Marquez didn't even need to check, made the call himself.
I could have told you that from up here.
Nobody asked you.
I love the snort. That's the greatest.
1-2 is low. Kike Hernandez, Justin Turner, and Corey Seager. Nobody warming right now on the Padres bench. They're going to be Villanueva here for a little while. And a swing and a miss. Why not? He's getting it done. Strikes out Hernandez. 3 strikeouts now for Villanueva.
Well, got away with a high breaking ball. Looks like the curveball. And sometimes when you hang it just enough, yeah, the front side opens up, working underneath it.
So 1 down here in the 6th inning brings up Justin Turner. Walked in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Looks like the quarterback on the phone here.
Yeah, AJ Ellis, the catcher, he's making the pitching choices. Or he's getting a pizza.
You know, with technology these days, you know, they've got the review team on the Hawkeye for challenges. They might be calling to those guys in the clubhouse thinking maybe about an at-bat or a certain pitch or whatever the case may be. Were you a video-heavy guy, Mark Sweeney, when it came to like breakdowns and swings?
Before the game, before the series I was. And I didn't want to do a lot of stuff in-game.
Yeah.
You know what the big thing for me and bench players that comes into it? It's the thought process of going in there and knowing the strike zone, knowing Marquez's strike zone tonight, and seeing that, but also watching it visually from the dugout, seeing what their plan is and what they're attacking, especially from the starters. Then I knew what the relievers wanted to do and what they did the last 2 weeks.
Left side, Ramirez from deep short. Will get it there without a problem. 2 down. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you wonder about that, what he was talking to, perhaps a video, I'm guessing, but I mean, he could be talking about patterns so far for Alfonso Marquez, what is working, what's not working, what is a strike, how close it is, how they change the approach in this stage of the game.
Well, video is so prevalent in this game, and it's a great tool. Sometimes it's used too much by players.
I was going to say that. Is there too much information?
It comes down to it. I think it's overload at times.
I think so too.
It's that simplicity that we talked about before that Andy Green is looking to do, and I think it's hard to be simplistic when you're looking at too much video.
Corey Seager has a double. He did that back in the 3rd inning to drive in a run. Shifting on him on the right side with Rosales in short right. I mean, I would think you see so much video, you think you got to figure it out as to what this guy's going to throw me, and then you're thinking too much.
Yep. Thinking too much is too much overload, and you lose the process of what you do really well. And most times it's hitting the fastball.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
This looks like the old number 2 again. Or maybe a slider. I mean, Carlos Villanueva pretty much throws everything. He's got to keep him off balance. That had the rotation as if it were a cutter / slider. More of a slider type break. It had that bigger break on it. We've seen the curveball. We've seen the changeup. We've seen the fastball.
Wanted that up. You could see Norris coming out of the crouch.
Well, I like that because you see that 4th pitch. It's the pitch higher than the one that he handled earlier in the ballgame. Raising that eye level. Let's see if he goes to that changeup off of this.
In the air to shallow right center. Late break for Jay, but he has no problem getting there with plenty of time to spare. Down in order are the Dodgers in the 6th inning. 5.5 done. It's 4-3 Los Angeles. For the Padres, we head into the bottom of the 6th inning, and we've talked about Cy Young Award possibilities. How about the NL MVP race as we've just gotten over the quarter mark of the season?
Well, when was the last time there was a back-to-back MVP? I mean, still a lot of season left and some good numbers there. My goodness. You know, I look at Anthony Rizzo and the route that he has taken to his success. Boston, right? And then San Diego, and then the Cubs. And I remember when he was coming here, he was overmatched.
Yeah. Long swing.
Yeah, long swing. And I know in this day and age, everybody wants instant success. You know, a kid comes up, he's got potential. You know, we want our oatmeal right now. We want to stick everything in the microwave right now and get it in 30 seconds. So I think the same thing when it comes to young talent. You have to be patient. And I tell you what, the patience has paid off for Anthony Rizzo with the Cubs.
Well, I look at that race too in the National League, and there's a lot of guys to talk about. Arenado is so much fun to watch, both defensively and offensively, but he plays at Coors Field, so that factor. But look at star power, and the Nationals are playing very good baseball, and it's because of Bryce Harper offensively, but also you start thinking about what Rizzo and the star power the Cubs have.
A pop-up back at first. It'll be Kendrick, the second baseman, who makes the catch. I have to say, in changing leagues myself and having gone to spring training, seeing a whole spring training in the National League, and here early, what now, we're 43 games in tonight. Nolan Arenado is a guy that has really opened my eyes. A guy that I really had not heard very much about, to be honest with you. He's a good player.
Yeah, I think he's the top 5 player in the game of baseball now, where he's put himself. Last year with the home run production, 42 home runs. I mean, he got on the map, but defensively he changes the game every single night.
Yeah, and defense is a good point because regardless if you're a mile high or sea level, defense is defense.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he hit like half his home runs last year were on the road as well?
Productive on the road.
So I mean, that's something you have to look at as well.
One down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Adam Rosales.
Mark or Don, do you have a problem with it? Because I know the way I feel on this with the MVP. Does it have to be on a winning team?
I think if it sticks out and you're on a winning team, that's the trump card. But obviously, you think of Andre Dawson and what he did. I mean, it sticks out. You have a dominating season. It doesn't matter.
I think about Alex Rodriguez a couple of years with the Texas Rangers, and they were finishing last, and he was putting up all the great numbers. Coleman, Liberatore up in the pen. Am I close?
Right on.
As far as you know. Last back-to-back MVP for the NL was?
Yeah, what do you got? Fouled off. What do you got?
Albert Pujols, 08-09.
Kazmir with pitch 99. Hauled off to the right, out of play. Gonzalez has walked twice. It's not the most for any Padres hitter tonight. Brett Wallace has the most. He's walked 3 times. Only one of the 6 walks allowed by Kazmir.
Well, the ball strike ratio is horrible.
Oh, wow. He stopped the clock on that. Spiked it.
Halfway to the mound.
It was a lawn dart. How do you hold that?
It's a little bit low.
Low.
Full count. Up over a hundo. Ball 4, he's walked again. That's 7 walks now allowed by Kazmir. 3rd time that Rosales has walked. And keep in mind the pitcher behind him, or the pitcher's spot anyway. And it'll be Christian Bethancourt, who's going to pinch in the pitcher's spot with 1 out in the inning and a runner on.
Well, Andy,
tying run.
Excuse me, Don. Andy Green said it. He's going to use him off the bench with the 3 catchers available to him. Christian Bethancourt offensively has been giving him productive at-bats.
They're trying to find any way they can to get him into the lineup, and he almost ended up in right field tonight.
I love having 3 catchers on the roster, especially one that you could plug in the infield or the outfield.
High drive, deep left field. Christian Bethancourt up and gone! A blast to left field for Bethancourt. Pinch hit, 2-run home run propels the Padres to the lead.
Well, 2 things come into mind. Kazmir has been giving up the long ball. We already showed that. But Christian Bethancourt coming off the bench, hunting that fastball. You take a look at this swing. The fastball comes into the plane of the bat, and that is barreled. Christian Bethancourt is productive. He's putting out great at-bats, and what a huge home run that was for the Padres.
You're right, Mark. There are home runs, and then there are big home runs. We just witnessed one.
He had another one, too. Wrigley Field in Chicago. That was huge also. He's had a few.
Oh, that was off John Lackey, and he stared him down.
John Jay, base is empty now. And look out behind the Dodgers dugout. Hot shot. Well, they got into the Dodgers dugout.
Cuidado! Piece of Mojado!
Now grounded down the first baseline. Grandal, 2 down. You see why Andy Green wants to get him in the lineup whenever he can.
They'll find a spot for you when you start taking swings like that.
Ryan whooped her up in the pen.
You hit a home run, you got to be in the lineup the next day, right?
You would think.
Wait and see.
Dave Roberts going to get Kazmir out of the game. He has relinquished the lead. Padres have taken a 5-4 lead. Chicago, and this was the blast off John Lackey. The Lackey did not appreciate, but it also was crushed.
John Lackey was throwing a gem. Christian Bethancourt changed the game, and I loved it. Chirp all you want. That's a bomb.
Yeah, he doesn't have to like it.
Well, here's tonight's swing on our Phantom Cam, squaring that up. Great leverage. Just absolutely putting the barrel on the baseball.
Bethancourt has put the Padres on top. Derek Norris coming up. Coleman, the right-hander, ready to work here. And a grounder to third. Turner on the run and in time. So Coleman comes in, gets one pitch, and gets out of the inning. Christian Bethancourt has changed this game and put the Padres on top 5-4 for that swing of the bat. Game summary, bases loaded, and it's Friedrich, the pitcher for the Padres, who drives in two. For San Diego, a 2-0 lead. Back came the Dodgers, though. Yasiel Puig with a home run, a 2-run shot. Put the Dodgers on top 4-2, but the Padres coming back. Solo shot to left center field for Derek Norris. Made it 4-3. Then the 2-run home run, pitch hit. 2-run home run by Christian Bethancourt. Gives the Padres a 5-4 lead. To the 7th inning we go, and it is Ryan Buchter's territory. Here we are in the 7th, and here he is.
And we've witnessed Ryan Buchter and his success right before our very eyes as he's now a Padre at the big league level. His 21st game, great splits. 0-45 and 189 for the left-hander on those splits. Well, you talk about a shutdown inning. This is exactly what they need, as Travis Jankowski will now patrol right field.
Kendrick leading it off here for the Dodgers in the 7th inning. He is singled to left, grounded out to second, grounded back to the mound. Kendrick, Thompson, and Puig scheduled to bat here against Buchter. Villanueva did a great job as he ended up going 2 2/3 innings of relief. Starter tonight, Friedrich lasted just 3 1/3, so Villanueva eating up some innings.
Yeah, just one bad pitch. That was the Yasiel Puig, the 2-run shot. So 2 runs on his ledger.
And now the pitcher of record with the Padres taking the lead. Ended up striking out 3. Two from Buchter. And a swing and a miss. That one by him at 93.
That's firm right there. Four-seamer burying it in. Howie Kendrick gets tied up there, cannot get the bat extended. And a big first out for the Padres.
One out here in the 7th inning for Trace Thompson. Walk in the first, grounded out to short in the 3rd, single to left and scored in the 5th. He'd come around on the 2-run home run by Puig. Victor falling behind 2-0. Victor has a save to his credit. First save of his career, May 10th. Scoreless ninth. That was in Milwaukee. He's got 16 1/3 since April the 12th. Not allowing a run. Falls behind here though. 3-0. 0.47 ERA in the year for Buchter. 5th best in the majors among relievers. There's a strike as Thompson thought he might have had ball 4.
You know, I always look at hits to innings pitched, strikeouts to walks. Going into this game, only 8 hits for Buchter in 19 frames.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Over the shoulder of the manager, Andy Green. Ball 4 and a 1-out walk. Fourth walk allowed by Padres pitching in the game. Well, here comes Yasiel Puig. This is what he did earlier back in the 5th inning. A 2-run shot. Carlos Villanueva, which at the time gave the Dodgers a 4-2 lead. Have not scored since, and the Padres have taken a 5-4 lead with 1 out here in the 7th. Swing and a miss, all geared up for fastball, got it, and it was by him.
Well, remember the last time up, 3rd at bat, trying to work the corners in and out, in and out. Well, the outer pitch, number 4, was the one that did damage, the 2-run shot. If you're going to go along that outside edge, it's got to be down at the knees or below the knees. And remember, he'll chase well up and out of the zone.
Fouled off, and he's down 0-2. So impressed by his opposite field power.
And he's so strong, he doesn't have to overswing.
Puig also has a single tonight, so 2 for 3 in the game. Not this time. Victor strikes him out, reach back for a little extra. 94 that time, and on a second K for 2 outs here in the 7th.
How about Ryan Buchter with the 94 fuzz, as you just mentioned? Coming right at him. And that's not pitching scared. He's going right after him in the zone.
2 down. Thompson will gain his lead at first. It's Yasmani Grandal. 4th at bat of the game. Grandal struck out in the 2nd, doubled, and scored in the 4th before striking out again in the 5th. That was against Friedrich, and Villanueva now faces Buchter with 2 down here in the 7th. Two and 0.
See that last fastball, 92?
Yep.
You made a good point when he reached back for a little extra at 94.
You create a little movement at 91, 92, and then you save that one. If you locate it in, you tie him up, it sneaks up on him. It was the perfect setup to Puig.
Strike called. High strike. Alfonso Marquez behind the plate tonight. It's been the combination of Buchter in the 7th, Mauer in the 8th, Fernando Rodney in the 9th. Two-one. On the corner, and it's even at 2-2.
This is a legitimate strike. This is a four-seamer that catches mostly baseball on the outer half. Fox Tracks had it as a strike.
Nadal didn't like it. Fouls it back to the screen. Tell us about the copyright, whether or not you can use video or other portions of this game.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this particular game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
So you could do it, but you got to check with the Padres first.
Yeah. You have to get written consent.
Two. Swing and a miss. How about Buchter? Hendrick, Puig, and Grandal all down by way of the K. Grandal, the last victim to end the inning. It's 7th inning stretch, and it's 5-4 Padres. Driver's seat brought to you by Kia, and it's Ryan Buchter very impressively able to strike out Howie Kendrick. Yasiel Puig setting him up on the fastball at 94 and back at it again to get Grandal. Well, the scoreless inning stretch continues for Buchter as in the driver's seat brought to you by Kia illustrates. Last 18 outings encompassing 17 1/3 innings pitched, no earned runs. Will Myers leads it off. And Myers with a swing and a miss for strike one. Buchter has been outstanding. Coleman back out there, got the final out of the 6th inning. Back out to start the 7th, and Myers will take a ball down low. Well, tonight 0 for 3, has grounded out to short, struck out, grounded back to the mound.
I'd have to say, as we've got action in the Padre bullpen, Mauer power. He's your 8th inning guy. Hitting against Coleman would be kind of tough as a right-hander. He's coming right out of that third base side as he throws across his body. So for Will Myers, he's coming at that left hip pocket with the crossfire. Oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan on him, caught in the crossfire.
Oh, strangely tonight too, you forget Matt Kemp is on that bench and available.
That's right.
Lubator up in the pen. Line to center field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Will Myers with a good at bat. Fouled off some pitches, took a couple for lining this into center field.
Oh, this is a good at bat for Will Myers, getting a ball with nobody out, because Lewis Coleman, he's been throwing the ball well. Just 2 earned runs in his last 13 games. It's over 11 1/3 innings pitched. So Padres trying to add on.
Well, the Dodgers have had their troubles. No 16 inning pitch, 7.31 earned run average.
Yeah, overall, going into this game, they have had some trouble lately. But 3rd in the National League for these Dodgers when it comes to bullpen ERA at 3.52. Dave Roberts on the left, the manager. Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach, on the right, going over the lineup, looking matchups, numbers.
Upton dropping a bunt down. Off the mound is Coleman. He'll throw over and in time. Myers up to second base.
Well, one thing you always have to keep into consideration is the speed of Melvin Upton Jr. Now Coleman, he's on the run. He's got to get it up and over the head as Melvin Upton Jr. running inside the lane there.
He's also running inside, and that was, it looked like Alfonso Marquez called him out for doing so. Looking down from behind home plate, he was indicating from there, he was running inside. They will intentionally put on here Brett Wallace. They did give sacrifice credit to Upton on the play as they put on Wallace intentionally. So 1st and 2nd with 1 down. Right out of the package, Derek Norris got himself a new bat. Alexei Ramirez coming up here with 1 down in the 7th. It's nail-biting time.
Kids hoping for a Padre rally.
And that walk is the 4th walk in a row. See Alexei Amarista pinch running for Wallace. That is 4 walks tonight for Wallace. Only one of the intentional variety. Now you got Amarista running at first base. Myers at second, 1 out. Alexei Ramirez the batter. Alexei hit by a pitch in the 2nd, flied out to right in the 3rd. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Padres looking to obtain some insurance here as they bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Myers doing some dancing out there at second as Ramirez will take the strike. There's that single. Wallace on a walk, now being punched run for at first base by Amarista. Another bluff, and again, no throw. Spiraling off the backside twice. Bob Guerin alongside Dave Roberts.
Yeah, Claremont High School Bob Guerin, local kid. Bench coach for Doc.
Ramirez pops it up shallow center. Kendrick out, Thompson in. And it's Thompson, the center fielder, for out number 2. So able to get Alexei Ramirez.
Well, you can see that Coleman, given the pickoff move 2 times in a row to second base to try to keep that runner close. First pitch fastball away, misses. Now the slider and the hanging slider. Maybe down just a little bit, but really out in front of it. That barrel of the bat working underneath the baseball, hence the shallow fly ball to center.
Well, Travis Jankowski about to bat here for the first time in the game. Took over in right field for Jose Perella. And here comes Dave Roberts. Looks like he's going to make a double switch. Pitcher spot was coming up second coming up here. So a pitching change from Petco Park. The Padres on top 5-4.
Work with Trevor. I mean, it completely turned my career around.
Coming together to help a cause, I think is pretty special.
So that was the first bite of pizza with no meat that you've ever had in your life.
And that was a sneak peek of tonight's all-new Padres POV presented by Saquon Casino, coming up right after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego. And it's going to be a great piece. And Julie Alexandria, you were lucky enough to experience some deep dish pizza in Chicago. How was that experience?
It was so good. I mean, what's more Chicago than deep dish pizza, right?
Right.
And Christian Bethancourt had never experienced deep dish pizza. And not only that, he never experienced having meat on the pizza. He always just does just regular cheese, and he's really not even a cheese fan, which I learned in doing the piece. But he eats the same thing for breakfast. Get this, every single morning in the hotel when we're on the road, he does an omelet with veggies, and then he goes and takes a nap.
Pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing like deep dish. Growing up in Chicagoland area, going up to Gino's, oh, some kind of mess.
Liberatore into the game here, the left-hander, relieving Coleman. With runners at first and second, 2 down. Jankowski shows bunt, pulls it back, takes the ball outside. Liberatore into the game, his 15th.
Well, 15th game, you see only 10 2/3, pretty much a left-handed specialist. He sets with the split finger changeup grip. Fastball, breaky ball. Boy, righties are owning him at 389. Lefties only 136.
Changes for the Dodgers, part of the double switch. Peterson comes into the game in center field. Moving from center to right is Thompson. Peterson a bat in the 9 spot, batting second in the top half of the 8th inning. 1-1 pitch. Myers at second. And Marie stood first. 2 down here in the 7th. Jankowski batting in the same spot that Perella was in tonight, and Perella was 0 for 3, getting the start in right field. On the corner, and it evens at 2-2. They've been a tad generous. Getting a piece barely was Jankowski. That ball darting away from him.
And you can tell the MO from Liberatore, down and away, trying to keep everything away. And with that said, look at the defense. Kike Hernandez hugging that left field line. Peterson on the shortstop side of second base, anticipating that ball in the air.
In tight, full count. Coleman responsible for the 2 men on as he departs. An inning and a third, giving up a hit and a walk. Liberatore has stranded 8 of 10 inherited runners. Trying to strand a couple here in the 7th. And a grounder back to him, able to make the grab and underhanded to first to end the inning. The Padres strand a pair. We're headed for the 8th. San Diego on top 5-4.
Courtesy of our Bill Howe playing the game.
Andy Green went to his bench. Christian Bethancourt benefited from that hit that Andy Green has always looked for, that big knock, and that was a huge one tonight.
How about that? A couple of home runs by your catchers, Norris and Bethancourt. When Mark and I see you on Padres Live, the post-game show, we'll discuss a few things in our sweater vests, like a couple of out-of-work math teachers. We'll show you some highlights from around baseball, and you're going to hear from Andy Green. Plus, we have a preview of Padres POV, which will follow us immediately. We'll see you after the final out.
All right, guys, we'll see you and your sweaters later. as we play along here to the 8th inning with Padres on top 5-4.
And according to my math, when you have 5 runs as opposed to the 4 runs the Dodgers have, that gives you the lead. And now it's time for Mauer Power, your 8th inning guy. Stop him as he's passing on by. 1-run lead for the right-hander.
Now leading it off, A.J. Ellis. Actually, Chase Utley pinch hitting against Mauer Power, his 21st appearance.
And the splits, lefties and righties, below 200.
Utley will take the strike, down 0-2. Batting in the spot of A.J. Ellis, who had 2 hits tonight, going 2 for 3. .95, but off the mark and off the plate. .38th appearance of the year for Utley. Trying to grab that corner. Mauer thought he had it.
Not by much. Hey, legitimate ball. Looked like he was off the plate. But still, my question is, as a hitter, how do you lay off of that when you have 2 strikes? But it's Chase Utley. He's got a good command of the strike zone.
Full count now. No question how they're working him here. That's away.
Yeah.
Jock Peterson waiting on deck. One of the double switch. And then Kike Hernandez scheduled to bat here against Mauer in the 8th. And a foul off to the left. 96 that time for Mauer. There are the replacements. Rosales moving from 2nd to 3rd. Amarista stays in the game at 2nd. Mauer, the 4th Padres pitcher of the night. 3-2 pitch. In the air to center field. Back goes Jay, but he's got room for the first out of the 8th inning. So Utley retired. And that'll bring up Jock Peterson for the first time tonight. Good look from behind home plate here at Petco Park. As Peterson settles in on that left side. Outfield deep end straight away on Peterson. Jumping on that first pitch, the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Numbers on the year to his 41st game, 252, 8 homers, 21 runs batted in. Stack it up defensively on the shift on the right side. Amarista in short right. Where is that shot from?
The lunar module. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a roof or anything. It's off the first base tower.
You know,
Dino tells me. Looks like it's directly over the mound.
And that's what's amazing, because where that tower is and then that angle, it still looks like it's directly over, not directly over, but offset a little bit. As there you see it right there.
The eye in the sky. 2-1. Swing and a miss.
Nice change-up right there from Mauer. Hey, he's known for Mauer power, but how about taking some off on the change-up and the swing looking sour?
Mauer sometimes with less power.
Makes the hitter look sour.
You don't get that stuff everywhere.
No. Stay tuned. There's more.
2-2 pitch will be called as time call.
Everything's away here. Want to give him a left field. And with that said, backing up just a little bit was Melvin Upton Jr. in left and John Jay in center over towards the left center field gap.
97 that time. That's the hardest pitch he has thrown since coming in.
And when you're really good at the big league level, you get that embroidered on your glove. Mauer power. You can request to, Wilson, Rawlings, whatever your glove of choice is, and have it embroidered right on your glove.
Line down the left field line, struck well to the corner, but foul. One out here in the visiting half of the 8th. Padres on top by a run.
Change up.
Full count now. Todd Peterson batting for the first time in the game. Part of a double switch for Dave Roberts. Battle continues. Mauer and Peterson. Strike 3. Mauer wins the battle. Peterson's going to come on back and head to the dugout. That's out number 2. Gets the bad news from Alfonso Marquez.
That's a strike. And you know what? North set him away, but he reaches across, frames it, inner third, strike 3.
Time now to check out the Cholula flamethrower. How's 98 for
hot
you?
sauce. It's hot. Muy caliente.
Pitch hitter Carl Crawford. Pitch hitting for Kike Hernandez. Crawford with a swing and a miss. Kike Hernandez doubled and walked in this game, but now it's Crawford. There's an even count of 1-1. Tardy on the 97.
So according to my book, all the bench players for Dave Roberts have been scratched off, with the exception of Adrian Gonzalez, who has the bad back.
Not sure how available he really is.
Right.
On the ground up the middle for Crawford, and a base hit. I'll give him credit. Got down 1-2. Is late on some swings. Hangs in there in the fastball and drives it back up the middle. He can turn a single into a double in a hurry too.
And with the power of Brandon Mauer in that fastball, you try to pull him, and that's bad news for a hitter. So Crawford just plays some pepper up the center of the diamond and finds himself aboard with 2 outs.
Justin Turner now. He's not a hit tonight, 0 for 3 with a walk. One home run on the year for Turner. And now we're able to get Utley and Peterson, but Crawford with a single. Now Turner ahead 2-0. Staying away from Turner so far.
Yeah, if you're going to throw a breaking ball, don't throw it for a strike over the heart of the plate. It's got to be something located very, very nicely down and away, something that won't speed up his bat and have him turn on one.
Fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Jankowski, and that's gone. A 2-run home run the other way for Turner has given the Dodgers a lead.
Well, it works both ways for both teams, as at Petco Park, they have the Petco porch. 3:22. He takes the Mauer fastball at 94-95. It's away, and like Crawford, just playing pepper up the middle. A valiant effort by Travis Jankowski, but well out of the reach. And the Dodgers take the lead.
Where the delay is here, as Alfonso Marquez, they're seeing where they're going to challenge that, I guess. Well, the fan reached over but clearly did not. So they're not challenging this. Seager taking ball 1. Well, they had it all lined up. Victor, Mauer, and then Fernando Rodney, but did not work out that way. Mauer gives up the 2-run home run and falls behind 2-0. Swing and a miss. All geared up for the fastball, didn't get it.
That's why we talk about the importance of keeping pitches down, right? And we say it all the time, but it's very evident in that last home run. It doesn't take that far for the path of the barrel of the bat to travel up and away on a hard fastball like that, enabling him to elevate it that way. Now, if it's down, you know, you'll give him right field for the single maybe, or a ground ball to the right side. But when it's up like that, easy for him to get under it and send it that way, especially at 90. Mid-90s or above.
Line foul back into the seats. Justin Turner, a happy guy right now. He's put the Dodgers on top. All of a sudden, Mauer about to throw his 30th pitch of this 8th inning. Able to get Utley and Peterson, but the single by Crawford to center, then the home run. A grounder down the first base line, foul. Seager will see a 9th pitch. Morris went out to talk to Mauer. 31,836 on hand tonight. 31,836. Ball 4, and he walks Seager. 5th walk allowed by Padres pitching in the game. And Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, coming up.
Oh, a lot of pitches this inning for Brandon Mauer, so giving him a little bit of a blow. And, you know, a handful of those pitches, Brandon maybe trying to overthrow a little bit. But sometimes you get so wrapped up in the situation that you want to try to overdo it a little bit, as Kevin Quackenbush will now start to heat up. But I think that was just a little bit of a blow for Brandon Mauer. That's a heavy workload in 1 inning. That many pitches.
Now Howie Kendrick. Single back in the first inning to left field. Since then, a couple of groundouts and a strikeout. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Villanueva had been the pitcher of record. Right now, Mauer on the hook after the 2-run home run by Justin Turner. That's up and away. Swing and a miss.
That slider of Mauer's have really come into play this at bat. First pitch of the at bat after the visit from Darren Balsley. Swung on and missed. Nice one right there.
Mauer coming into this outing had held opponents to a 189 average. Runner goes, a throw down, and out at second base is Seager. He tried to catch the Padres napping, didn't work out. He is thrown out to end the inning. Justin Turner has changed the complexion of this game with a home run, and Seager runs his way into an out. Dodgers have taken the lead as that gentleman right there, Justin Turner, with a 2-run home run. The Petco porch in right. New pitcher on now for the Dodgers, their 4th of the game. Pedro Baez into the game.
Yeah, pretty good arm from Pedro Baez into his 19th game. Lefties hitting 100, righties 267. Well, a seesaw battle going on here at Petco Park. Lead changes. What do we call them? 4 lead changes. Any way you look at it, it's been back and forth. Big hits on both sides.
Now Rosales is going to lead it off here. Matt Kemp has a bat in hand and is on deck. Rosales tonight walking 3 times in the game. All that was against Kazmir. Swing and a miss. High fastball at 95. Changes for the Dodgers. Crawford now in left. Utley stays in the game at second. Kendrick goes from second to first. Grandal from first to behind the plate to do the catching. Matt Kemp had the night off until now. Waits on deck.
Well, got some heat coming right at you with Baez out there. The fastball, he can get up to about 100. Average is about 97. That's average. Mixing a slider and a changeup as well. But pretty much fastball slider.
Last 3 outing for Baez. And touched up by the Angels on Monday. Sitting at just 215 against him coming in. Fly ball, center field, hit pretty well. Peterson going back onto the track. He'll have room. Makes the catch in front of the wall. Now nighttime at Petco Park. You never know on Monday. Heck with a blast off Bumgarner. Bats with 1 out coming up here in the 8th. 2:38. in the double figures in home runs with 10, 29 RBIs.
Well, he knows he loves the fastball, so Baez starts him off with a little wrinkle to go behind the 1-0. He's going to another slider here, it looks like.
Kemp in the air to left field, but it's Crawford with plenty of room. 2 down. Bring up John Jay.
There's a slider, and watch, Matt just out in front a little bit. Had to go down and get it. Off the end of the bat. Didn't have that clean, crisp sound. You can see the vibration of that bat, the hand coming off it, just losing all the power, and stays in the ball yard for Carl Crawford.
Now John Jay coming up. We have 2 outs here in the 8th, both by way of the air for Baez. Jay does not have a hit tonight. He's grounded out 3 times. Has walked. In the air, foul down the left field line, out of play. Double-barreled action. Quackenbush and Rodney warming in the pen. Imagine it'll be Quackenbush if the Padres remain down a run.
Yep.
Rodney in a tie game at home. Swing and a miss. 97 for you. 1-2. Jay now, if the inning continues here in the last of the 8th, Derek Norris waiting on deck. Down the left field line, and that's going to be a fair ball. Headed over towards the seats. A fan touched it. So second base goes Jay with 2 outs, the tying run in scoring position right down the left field line.
Four-seamer fights this one off. That's a battle.
So 2 down. Jay at second base. And Derek Norris standing in as all of a sudden Dave Roberts popped out here. And it looks like he's going to be making a double switch. We will step aside, get it all sorted out for you. We come back 6-5, Dodgers on top. over the Padres. And a double switch here as the new pitcher, the closer into the game here, now looking for 4 outs is Kenley Jansen.
Well, you see, the one thing obviously that sticks out, the punch outs. 18 strikeouts in 16 and a third, but only 1 walk. The splits, yeah. Eye-popping. Throws the cutter, throws the fastball, the slider. And what do you know, Adrian Gonzalez, we were warning her about that lower back. He is good to go for defensive purposes, and also Howie Kendrick will go now from first base to left field. He's been all over the map tonight.
Started the game at second, went to first, now at left. Derek Norris, the batter, with 2 outs, and John Jay tying run in scoring position. Go-ahead run at the plate in Norris. He's already homered tonight. He was back in the 5th inning, got his 4th of the year. Norris will take strike 1. Fastball well placed. Baez responsible for John Jay at second base, the departed reliever for the Dodgers.
Well, everybody loves the long ball. Kenley Jansen has yet to surrender a home run this year.
Down 0-2. After the home run for Norris, this was back in the 5th inning. Brought the Padres within a run to make it 4-3 off Scott Kazmir. Swing and a miss, and Jansen makes quick work of Norris to end the 8th. It's on to the 9th. 6-5 LA. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Tough Turtle Turf, the industry's only lifetime turf. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. Well, the Padres trailing by a run as we head into the 9th inning, and Kevin Quackenbush into the game here now for San Diego. 5th arm used by Andy Green.
And a huge inning for Kevin Quackenbush. I consider this a hold, even though 1 run either way, lead, deficit, this is a hold. He needs to hold the Dodgers. Why? Because in the 9th inning for the Padres, it'll be 3-4-5 due up. And there you see the splits for Kevin. 23rd game for the right-hander.
Howie Kendrick leading it off here for the Dodgers in the 9th. And a ground ball left side. Ramirez takes care of business, and the first out here of the 9th inning. Well, pretty impressive. He took care of Derek Norris To end the 8th, looking for a 4-out save, and he has the first out of those 4 outs that he needs.
Like a prize fighter getting ready to head out to the ring. Got the hoodie on, got his game face on.
He's locked in. 1 down here in the 9th, and it'll bring up Trace Thompson. Thompson started the game in center. Now the Dodgers right fielder. They made a series of changes throughout the night. Bush allowed a couple of runs on Saturday, snapped the streak of 9 straight outings without allowing a run.
That's a curveball. He's got a good one.
Stays away and falls behind 2-1. Bush working in last night's game, going an inning and a third with a walk and a strikeout. Swing and a miss.
Trying to paint those corners, in and out and up and down. As Adrian Gonzalez, last half inning on the double switch when he played first base. He waits on deck.
Dodgers were hopeful that he would play tomorrow night, game 2 of the series, but in there tonight. Full count with 1 out in the 9th.
Got a shell game going on. What do you got going on there? Those animal crackers?
On the ground to Alexei Ramirez. Gets the bell tie hop. And there are 2 outs in the 9th inning. And here comes Adrian Gonzalez. On the shelf the last 3 games with a back injury, but in there now. Took over defensively last inning at first base, first at bat. Call the ball. Padres shifting on the right side. 2-0. See the shift with Amarista in short right field. Gonzalez, third baseman, coming to the right side. Only Ramirez on the left side. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
If I know a hitter has a bad back or he's been sidelined with it, I'm throwing him changeups. Off speed. You know, a fastball. Well, Adrian has got such great plate coverage. Fastballs that he can't hurt you on, and then changeups for strikes. You know, it's like when you have a bad back and you swing and miss. It's not fun.
No.
Nothing there to absorb the shock throughout the swing, right?
Swinging at the 3-1 and fouling it off. Full count now as Quackenbush battles back. Yasmani Grandal waiting on deck. He started the game as the first baseman, now catching again. Payoff pitch. And a fly ball out towards left center field. John Jay on the move, but over to play it. In front of him is Upton. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Jansen coming back out on top by a run.
Jansen trying for the 4-out save. He got an out last inning. Now he needs 3 here to seal this deal. And this season, talk about slamming the door, you bet. 13, tied for second. Opponent's batting average at 132, that's 4th. And dating back to last year, August 26th, he successfully converted 25 consecutive save opportunities. Yeah, he's good. He's got the power fastball, the slider, the cutter, mostly fastball cutter.
Will Myers to lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Myers with a single to center in the 7th. A 1-for-4 night. Swinging a foul off to catcher Grandal.
That looked like the cut fastball. You know, it's hard to believe when you look at the tradition of the franchise of the Dodgers. Talk about all-time saves list. Eric Gagne with only 161. That doesn't seem like a lot.
No.
Kenley Jansen is number 2 going into this game with 155 on the all-time saves list.
I would have thought Gagne had more. Going to get his 3rd inning plus save. One pitch. Fouled off to the right. And Myers may have broken his bat. No. Take a little stroll. Myers followed by Melvin Upton Jr. In the air to shallow center. Out goes Utley. Backpedaling. Can't make the catch. Stumbles and Myers is aboard to begin things. Ball got away from Adrian Gonzalez. Utley could not make the catch. And Myers on to begin things here in the 9th inning.
With the outfield playing deep, nothing over their head, doubles defense. You know what? That's a long run for Trace Thompson, or Jock Peterson rather. Jock Peterson in center field, and Chase Utley. He over backpedaled on that ball, don't you think?
Yeah, they went back of his head, hit the grass. Ruled a base hit for Myers, his 2nd hit of the night. Now Melvin Upton Jr. Tying run at first base, winning run at the plate potentially for the Padres. 5 home runs for Melvin Upton. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Ooh. That's the pitch you're looking for, middle in.
Earlier this year, the walk-off home run against Arizona. Timeout called very late. Granted by Alfonso Marquez, on plate umpire.
I'll tell you what, with that first pitch he got, he could have another walk-off right there. That was a little cutter that hung up their middle in.
For the first stand, back is Myers. Swing and a miss. High fastball that time.
Just can't get up on top of it. You know, that was only 92, but it looked harder than that from Kenley Jansen.
Upton to right center field. Back goes to the warning track, and it is gone! Two-run home run! Walk it off, Melvin Upton Jr.
Cocktail Fest night. Melvin Upton Jr. just served up a nice cold one right there, and everybody is going home happy. 0-2 pitch. Stayed on it, sent it the opposite way for the walk-off.
Send it down to Julie right now, the hero.
All right, thanks so much, guys. How was that?
It's pretty cool.
All right, I think we have Matt Kemp to thank for that. Nice job with a seesaw of a game, going back and forth, taking the lead back and forth almost 5 times. What does that say about this team's ability to come back and battle?
We know the game's not over until the last out's made, and we got a group of grinders on the team, and we know they're a tough team to beat, and our pitching kept us in it. We got some good big hits, and came out with a win.
Andy Green has stressed the importance of disciplined at-bats and putting it together and just to keep going. Is that what you saw from this team today?
Yeah, definitely, all around. We've been battling day in, day out, and starting to show.
It sure is. Thank you so much.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. And thank you very much, Melvin Upton Jr. A walk-off win here for the Friars tonight as we send it to Mike Pomerantz.
Don, thanks very much. When we see you in the post-game show, we'll relive some of that excitement for you. We're hearing from Andy Green, whose team snaps a 4-game losing streak, and got some highlights for you from all around baseball. We'll see you in the post-game show in moments.